Waka
Hi,
waka.
hello everyone! We are properly live. Turn off them.
Hellos.
Are we ready to delve into the mines?
I mean, technically we're already there.
Further into the mines?
So,
yeah.
as a couple small book things, hopefully in the reasonable future, the name pieces that you see down here for me or up there or what have you around, I'm hopefully going to be changing those here in the next couple sessions. Fingers crossed, I have the spell slots to do that. That is the biggest one. There's a couple of things that we retconned that needed to be retconned. So, yeah, I think that's more or less it. If I seem a little out of it, it's because I'm a little sleep deprived, but don't worry, I'm getting hydration for that. I also have a big bottle of water that I'm going to be going after here in a sec.
Yeah, I need to refill mine.
When I say big, I mean... it's...
Yeah.
This
That's
was a
like
whole
32 ounces.
What was that, Skad?
That was like 32 ounces, I think.
Possibly more. I didn't
This
check
is
it.
a 24.
Oh, see, 24 is my is the same size as my emotional support water bottle. I will send pictures into the group chat later.
I still have half a case of water, so I'm still good for the night. And I found my Slurpee thing again. I couldn't find my circle thing till about a couple days ago.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Scott, are you gonna do our intro?
Oh, of course. I was just waiting for the go-ahead.
Everyone else, please quiet down. God, you have the floor.
Last time on Tales from the Ten Lands, the party finally set off for Dungrave Mine, following the job handed to them by the Lord Sandro. The old mithril mine of the Riverites and Blood Screamers should be closed up tight, but wait! A contingent of goblins and kobolds have dug their way into the ancient mine turned sacred crypt of the dwarves. Silver is seeing red. Making their way inside, they activate an ancient transport network, and then it goes down. 1,000 feet to be exact. They don't find the invaders, but find their remains. Something took them out, and some of their tracks remind the party of some old clanking troublemakers. But there's more. Following the tracks turns up the heat, and they find themselves up against a wall. Silver touches the wall and hears the sickest of beats. The beating of the drums of none other than Gekrix, the great black orc demon lord of the lowest levels of hell. Insert flame effects here. The first patron of the Blood Screamer tribe. Stay tuned to find out what happens next this Tuesday on Tales from the Ten Lands Guild. Back to you.
Is it bad? I was expecting a Randy Savage to go, oh yeah.
It was in my
Very
head.
appropriate.
It was in my head.
I feel like it gets more over the top every week, and I'm here for it.
Right? And somehow, I need to point this out, just for my personal like brainness. Somehow, you went quieter for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I peaked my mic and it automatically downgained.
Yeah.
Also, you were saying before this that you were tired. I don't believe you for
Me?
a second. No, Scott.
Same.
that is what happens. That's why I stopped for a moment and just kind of gathered what energy I had.
Fair.
I can tell you're a theater kid. You know how to turn it on when you have to.
And it's the coffee.
I'm glad the crew is feeling hyped. The chat.
Oh my gosh.
It kind of just fit.
Wow.
I was just going through it, and this morning it was just like, we're talking about the first patron of the Bloodstream was, oh, super metal WWE fight night type of ad.
Well, the last of it, I was thinking about the Tuesday. I was thinking about
Yeah.
Monster Jam.
Yeah, that kind of idea, those high octane types of "we'll shout at you" ads.
There was a baby crying, and I wasn't sure if it was from this or from like my apartment. I think it's from the apartment, unless anyone has hidden babies anywhere.
No, my cat was crying upstairs, but
Oh no,
you
this was a
wouldn't hear
baby.
that.
This was like a
Okay.
human.
No, I usually they just I don't even like to store them. They just go straight from like the store right into my stomach. They don't even touch the fridge. Yeah, they're way best fresh.
I work in foster care, and I feel as though I should be alarmed. Just call up. Hi, boss. I need your help.
The thing is,
I have
never mind.
questions.
That is a completely
Anyways,
different
sorry.
conversation for a completely different time.
I plead the fifth. Everything I say
I don't
can.
know.
I've
I don't
already
know,
misquoted
Gil.
against me.
Did the evil
Fresh
thing or whatever we're doing, did it leave any like goblin babies behind that we need to adopt?
Currently, to
That
the
would be
best of
a
your knowledge,
segue.
no.
Okay.
Not ready to be a
Just
father.
Skad.
Because,
Oh,
you know, standard rules and regulations that we have already agreed upon before the sessions.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. Just so you know, chat
My
said
terrible joke is terrible.
fresh, delicious baby meat. That way you don't have to toss the expired babies out the window.
See,
It's not, you don't get baby meat from a
Terrible.
baby machine. It's called an orphan stomper. Get your llamas correct. Anyways,
We're terrible. We're all terrible.
Straight to
We're
hell.
go-
I thought we were talking about eggs and boneless chicken.
Oh,
Wait, they're the
right.
same thing. Never mind.
Kitty, you're right. That's what we were talking about.
sure, yeah, okay.
Hi, dog.
Back to the plot.
With a twist.
So, yeah, you are in front of that wall at the end of the hallway. It is a very warm hallway. Like, this is the...
Sorry, I just had a terrible thing. From the mine shaft to the wall.
Oh my god.
I love our
I'm
group.
so glad.
I love our
Well,
group so much.
That's certainly going to go deep.
Oh.
Oh,
You know,
Silver's having
I'm-
an existential crisis, and you two are on this level. Like,
It's only level 1.
I warned y'all, my ADHD is going off the rails tonight.
So,
Sorry, Guild.
it's okay. We're okay. I think I'm okay.
everything's fine.
As a note, like, this room, like this part of the hallway, feels like around 80 degrees. That's unfortunately in freedom units because I don't know proper math. And I don't really have the spoons to try right now, so yeah.
And would I be used to the heat?
Not normally. Well,
Okay.
depends. How often would silver be close to the actual forging process, like forging and refining, compared to mining? Because those are two very different practices.
Yeah, she was mostly in the mining, and she probably would have been exposed to the forge, obviously, but she wouldn't have hung around there.
Yeah. Being exposed to the forge would be like few and far between.
Yeah.
And usually when you have the shift of you're the one pushing around the carts, taking stuff
Okay.
up, delivering a cart to where the refinement is being done, and then taking an empty carton, going back down, and so forth.
26
it
degrees
notable-
Celsius.
I saw.
Okay.
Is it notably like getting hotter as we get closer to that wall?
Yes.
It's getting hotter.
Oh
Like,
my gosh!
It is a comfortable, like 60 to 70 degrees away from this area, from the wall. In fact, you're going to find that most of the mine will feel around 60 to 70 at high, like 70 is high, but around 60 degrees.
Is it coming from a forge, or is it coming from the wall because of the devil who visited me?
Give me a religion check.
Okie dokie. I don't think I'm good at those, but that's okay.
Oh,
Oh, I am
goodness,
okay
it's
at
so
this.
terrible in here.
18.
18. You're pretty sure that it has something to do with Grecrix.
Ooh, okay. Knowing that, I'm gonna say to everyone, oh gosh, I know it's unbearably hot in here, but don't you just feel so blessed to feel this heat?
No, I really don't. Am I missing something?
Probably. I'm gonna pronounce this name correctly. Gatrix?
Grecrix.
Grecrix. I'm terrible with names like this. I don't know why, even though it's my day job. Grecrix. Anyways, retcon. Yeah, you should feel blessed. It's the power of Grecrix.
Oh.
Yes.
Do you know who that is?
No, I'm so terribly sorry. Is that like someone who works on the air conditioning in here, or?
Yeah,
What's air
he's a
conditioning?
professional air conditioning service. No. Grecrix
You almost had
is
me going there for a moment.
yeah. Thank you. I've been working on my sarcasm. Grecrix is one of the most powerful demons, and comes from like the deepest parts of hell, and he represents the blood screamers.
Ooh,
Ah,
fancy.
He
Hey,
came to
Gil.
me when I touched that wall.
oh, fantastic! I, based on your expression, I take that as oh, fantastic, and not oh no.
No, it's an honor.
Oh, fantastic! I'm so glad. We need all the divine intervention and inspiration I suppose we can get.
Yeah, and it's a good sign because that means we didn't upset anyone by how we acted in the mine so far. So that's good.
That's God number 3. Oh no, God. So she looks at Scott. No, Scott. God number 4.
With thousands of feet of stone between me and the surface, and thus escape from this place, I'm very glad that whatever deities dwell here are not displeased with us.
Just so you know, Fiacre, Mithluna, Skad, and Mia, he is a pretty well-known god. So I'm assuming from random flyers that you see about religion have come out, and he's usually on there. Usually it's like handed out by this random person who has a lot of control over the world that we are in.
Oh, fascinating. Well, I'll have to take a look for this individual with a lot of self-control.
Power. Yeah.
Skad
Or
would
I
know
suppose world control.
Grecrix, correct?
Yes.
Just, because he moves around in just a lot of circles gathering information.
Sorry, Guild. I was playing off of your message that you sent us.
And also, quick question, Guild. Does it get this hot in the astral sea?
No.
Okay, so this is a first.
This is the first. Also, weather
Okay.
is kind of an unusual thing for you to deal with. Anytime that you come to the mortal plane.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
not mortal. Anytime that you leave the astral sea and end up in the normal waters, as others would refer to them, you'd probably see them as the strange waters because there's this weird smell in the air of like salt and fish. And the fact that there's this thing called weather and a sun, and all of those are evil.
The material plane is stinky.
It wasn't me this time.
All right, so
Okay,
she's like
first-
fanning herself with her coat.
Yeah, the only time I deal with this it's during the midsummer time. Ugh.
Yeah, it's toasty. Even Scott's like pulling down his hood and his mask, trying to unbutton a couple of collar and just get some airflow. Whew.
Silver's soaking it up now that she knows where it's coming from. Such an honor. Such an honor.
Okay, I've heard of the story touched by
All
an
right.
angel, but touched by demons, a new one on me. And what do you mean 4? The only one I only know of the one that we ran. Well, now 2 that we ran into.
I think they were. Mithluna was referencing Skad.
What? What'd I do?
What? I'm
I'm
not
so
a
delighted.
god, I'm just me.
Oh,
I'm just Larry.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Because I know Mithluna met Navarro.
Yep.
We haven't met anybody else save for we're close to Grekrix now, or is Grekrix actually on the other side of the wall?
yes. Thank you so much, Scott. That was actually going to be along the lines of my next question as well. Silver, so does this wall represent a barrier which we should be attempting to pass, or does it represent simply a conduit through which you have communed, and also a dead end?
I don't know. I just touched the wall and I had this surge of energy and overwhelmed, and I heard his drums beating, and I remember being close to tears. So I don't know. I mean, I guess I could touch the wall again and see what happens.
Mithluna pokes the wall before she does that.
Mithluna, it just feels extremely warm. Like, give me a reflex save.
1 moment. Okay. I'm assuming. Wait, no. Oh, the cat's found my dice.
Oh, there they go. You'll never get them back now.
Yeah.
Whee! Sleight of hand successful. New toy.
Yeah, pretty much. 14, 15, 16, 17.
17. You're able to pull your hand away before it actually starts to burn.
Oh, good.
Like,
Ah,
but aside from that, nothing really that you notice.
Can I go up to the wall and touch it again and in Orcish say, "You are amongst friends"?
come here, kid.
Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
While she does that, I want to look down for those tracks again.
Yeah.
Do they just walk into the wall, or do they just kind of stop?
They stop. Like, there is a
21.
visible stopping point and then turning away.
Then there's a gap and then the wall. Like
Yes.
they just stood there and just poof.
Like, they stopped at the wall, and then you can see that they turned and walked away.
Oh, so they came in, stopped, then walked. Okay.
Yes. They came
21.
in and then left.
Oh, sorry.
At 21?
Yep.
You're able to pull your hands away before you feel your hands burning.
Okay.
No other new feelings, though.
I want to look up and around the wall for any indications that there was something here that maybe they took, maybe they had, like, because they came up, they stopped, did they just talk? And all footsteps came and left, like the escort and the primary figure, right? Or
The escorts came close to here. They're about 10 feet away.
okay.
And then the primary figure walks up to the wall, turns around, and leaves.
Walks away. Okay. Can I just sort of look at the wall and look for any indication of like dust impressions or discolorations?
I won't even require you to roll.
Okay.
Nothing has passed this wall.
Mithluna
Like,
turns
there
to
are markings of attempted digging elsewhere near it. There
Mhm.
isn't a single scratch on this wall.
Mithluna turns to Silver and goes, "The void is spicy."
This
Why is it spicy?
Well,
Thought of.
Luna, it's times like these sometimes, and Skad closes his eyes, takes a deep breath as shadows swirl around him, around his face, and curl into his eyes. You just gotta look at things differently. And they pop open, and they are black pits of shadow as I cast Detect Magic.
I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
No,
I'm just
because
gonna-
nap.
I know what I
Actually,
think I know what's
first,
about to-
first I'm going to make you roll me a Dexterity saving throw. That will
Okay.
tell me how your Constitution saving throw will go after that.
I'm gonna
Okay, that's gonna
look
be an
between-
18 for the dex save.
All right, now con save.
be looking between Fiacre and Mithluna and Mia, like what is happening.
And a 3 for the con save. Let me guess, I'm blinded.
You're going to take
And I'm just-
3 points of psychic damage as you start activating it. The power of magic coming off of this wall in front of you is physically assaulting your senses. Do you keep concentration on the spell?
Let's roll a concentration check because I did just take damage. So first, I do technically keep the concentration.
Do you choose to
Yeah,
keep
he's
it?
gonna drop it. I think he realized, oh yeah, nope. He just drops into the dirt on his knees. It's just like, okay. Lesson learned. Sometimes looking with different eyes isn't always a good idea.
You do get the strong
No
feeling
way.
that the wall is giving off. You could tell the wall is giving off extremely powerful, divine transmutation and protection.
Abjuration.
Spells. Yeah, abjuration. Like
So
you're pretty sure
divination,
that whatever it
transmutation,
is
and
that
abjuration.
that has made this room is also being used to protect it.
Makes sense.
Hmm.
So the magic that you suddenly sensed is up there. Also, roll me a Arcana
Okay.
at
I am
advantage
not good.
because
Okay.
you did technically continue to have the ability to hold on to your concentration for a
Hey.
second.
Can I help with that?
He already has advantage,
Oh, okay. Well, that was.
and you don't get much more than advantage, unfortunately.
Yeah,
is
that's only going to be a 12.
A 12.
Can I roll an
Oh,
Arcana
sorry,
on all
13.
the shadows that just?
On the what he just did.
Yeah.
That's just my Gloomstalker magic.
Yeah, you recognize the effects of someone casting detect magic.
Okay.
Like it
And just as a point of clarification, there like Mithluna did pass I think Arcana or History or Religion check for Skad's transformation, but still hasn't shared that with the rest of the crew yet because we haven't done that on screen.
correct.
Okay, just
I
wanted to
also
make sure I
overly
wasn't forgetting.
favor every single one of my castings.
Excellent. Okay.
So that 12,
I just want to make sure I understood.
13.
Oh,
13. I forgot to add my modifier.
So you're 13, which is a little bit better. There is a spell on this that hasn't been seen in... Like, with your particular job, you have come across casters before. Nothing really high level. If you put it into, like, D&D class levelings, nothing really over level 2. Maybe 1 or 2 level 3 wizards in your life.
Yeah.
So far. Which means the fact that someone used a permanent spell on top of the magic that's put on here is saying something. Like that is over any caster that you have come across in your life.
And there was already just so much power coming off of it in general. Like, even the raw force of all the magic that's woven in.
Yeah, the raw force of the magic of this room that you are on the other side of is connected to something. You're having a hard time fully grasping it. But you do sense divine. You also sense kind of like a fiendishness to it. You know, kind of like a demon.
Yeah.
Weird how that works.
Yeah, I can sense the school, but not necessarily its source. So I
Right.
can see if it's evocation, abjuration, transmutation, divination, necromancy.
Right. Like, the spells that were used to do this are probably not in a normal book.
Okay.
And if they are, that book is not privy to most people.
Okay.
I know what book they're in. It's somewhere in my world.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I don't have the sage feature because I'm not. I don't have the research feature because I'm not a sage background.
I do.
Ooh,
But I
Fiacre.
do share. I share what I just saw to everybody and kind of what I got and the information, and the mentioning that there's some like super old spell on here that I have never even come across here.
That'll give you a headache.
Well,
I actually do, and you guys actually see just a tiny little drop of blood come down from his nose.
quite right there.
Not doing that again.
I think
That
that is
happens
for the
when you
best.
concentrate too hard.
This was me not even having to concentrate at all. Like, this thing is lasting magic.
Fiacre,
Indeed. Yes.
The void is
do
spicy.
you recognize any of this? Because aren't you like super smart with like this kind of stuff? Not that Scott isn't.
Well, magic is one of my areas of expertise. I suppose I can give it a look. Yeah.
That's partially why I wanted you to do that, because I wanted you to get excited about rolling.
Gil, do you mind if I
Arcana? Add.
Yes. Thank you.
Please roll a nat 20.
Actually,
I did not, but what?
roll another time and take the higher of the 2 results.
Aw, thanks.
Guidance. Sorry.
Oh, and you're also getting a guidance, so toss in a d4 as well.
Wow, check it out.
The reason that you're
Alright.
getting advantage is because Skad gave you some overhead news, so there's that, you have a lead in.
Gotcha. And that is a dirty 20. Not a nat 20, but a dirty 20.
A dirty
Still
20.
counts.
And that's with everything?
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Because sometimes there's that moment like, dirty 20. Oh, wait, my d4.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Or other modifier I forgot that I had, so on and so forth. That's happened to me on both sides of the screen. So with that dirty 20, You understand that, along with being a scholar, and if I'm correct, a follower of Deriched, right?
Yes.
This kind of magic is something that he used to teach back in the day. This is before your time. This is before anyone who is here was alive, and probably before their parents. And that's saying something because you have an elf in your party. So before, like, those kids might have heard of adults that had studied at the Grand Tower as it floated along in Hordun. And this is the kind of magic and the level of magic that you would see practitioners learn from there. And this level of casting hasn't been seen in the world in well over an elf's age.
Would it be safe to say that this is the kind of level of magic, like you've mentioned, that like Deriched almost kind of took out of the world? I'm not 100% sure how you'd like me to phrase that, but there were almost, like you'd said, extra levels that do not exist anymore. Is this like that echelon?
No, this is something that a higher level caster could perform themselves. It would take them a while. But this is within the realm of feasibility. Above table knowledge, this is like someone that would be level 15 or higher. So like whoever it was would be within the like creeping grasp of that upper echelon. And that kind of power hasn't been seen in a long time. There's maybe one or two mages out there that are above level 5. Characters, like this is a above table note for as time progresses. Most NPCs do not break past hitting level 10. Like at the higher range. Most NPCs don't hit that range. The better part of NPCs that you will come across maybe hit level 3. But like level 10 is someone who has been studying and practicing and giving their all for a very long time. And
oh, I'm so sorry.
And so when you guys, in eventuality, break that level, so much fun. But there was a time where heroes got to that kind of status. Very few and far between. Yeah, there was a handful of casters back in the day that studied directly under Deriched in the tower. I'm renaming them off of the 5th edition standard, which means in the reasonable future, I will be dropping the names of who is the replacement for Tasha, Big B, Mordecai, and all of them. Like, the big 5 that is in standard D&D rule and law that hit that upper echelon, they're not my big 5. But, yeah. There are heroes that have hit that level, and legends and stories are written about them. Their loot is out there somewhere in the world, buried with them probably.
Well,
anyways,
all right. So Fiacre is definitely going to convey all of this and you know, just let everyone know this is It is, frankly, Skad, no wonder that you received some sort of slight injury from probing into this. This is the kind of magic about which legends are made. This is the kind of magic that one might learn from the Reached if they were personally, if they were ever so lucky as to gain some sort of audience or apprenticeship. I do not believe that there is anything that we can do to affect this as we are now, or without some sort of divine assistance.
Can I do something probably very ill-advised?
Sure.
Yes.
Wait, that stopped you before?
I would like to
Fair.
cast Mage Hand and use Mage Hand to, like, poke the wall.
Right ahead. As your mage hand reaches out, and as soon as it touches the wall, it's gone.
Okay.
So there's no way around this wall?
Well,
There's no way.
if you look down at the tracks, the guy we were following came up, stopped here, then turned and left. Don't know how long they were standing here. Maybe enough to have a cup of tea, but maybe
Kind of like
enough
what we're
to-
doing.
Yeah. Do I remember having seen the tracks going all the way out, or did the tracks turn off and go somewhere else? Like, so he came in, turned around, and
They
left
did go
and
the
come
other
out-
way at one point.
Okay. So back out the way we had come in all the way.
Yes. Also, they go the other direction as well.
Okay. So that will probably be our next
Um,
bet is
As a note,
Th-
when you see the tracks that when you were looking at the tracks, the very nice tracks go to the left. There are no tracks of the escort going to the left.
where did the escorts go?
The escort does have tracks coming from the left, but not going to.
I rolled a nat 20 for that.
Um,
So on 21.
you do know that in most mines they set up a temple somewhere. They always set up temples
Oh.
to their gods. There's sometimes like a music hall a little off of the main eating hall. If that particular family grouping leans closer towards Navarro, there's also sometimes a shrine to Grecrix within that. 5 words that you have heard from many a warrior. This is not original, but it is the most often seen sign of a follower of Grecrix. Skulls for the Skull Throne. Offering intricate skulls, like carved and painted intricate skulls, offered to the throne is standard practice.
Skulls for the Skull's Throne. Guys, maybe I'm off here. So there's bodies around us, right?
No, they were back in the so there was a side room, and then we continued following this path
So
for these
here,
tracks.
how do you feel about decapitating those things and sacrificing to Grecrix?
At this point, Mithluna's going to take her coat off in front of the wall.
As a side note,
and
this could just be the back wall. There may be another way in.
Mithluna puts her coat back on and goes, "Let's poke around for another way in before."
So there is an entrance.
There's probably an entrance somewhere else. I also want us to get reordering because we landed in the bottom room. There was the path here that split to the left and right.
So here's my
everything came to the right. so we had the kobolds and everything that got whacked by the guy with the escort all came here. And then he stopped here and then turned back, but the escort didn't follow him back. And then he goes down the left path, which is where the escort had also come from.
So here's my concern, though. The entrance is normally a part of the normal structure. At least it should be.
Yeah, it could be down another path. Because remember,
these
guys
do you hear
were
what
digging
I'm
around
saying?
Behind the walls.
But do you hear what I'm saying? Usually in most every other mine, the entrance would be a part of the normal structure. It wouldn't just be like, that's what's...
Yeah, we're not in the normal structure. We're in a dugout tunnel that was dug out by the goblins and kobolds. Remember, we're in the excavated area, the newer excavated area, not in the main part of the mine right now.
Yeah, you're not currently in Black Barrel mine entrance areas. Like,
yeah, so
you're in some other person's dirty fucking tunnels.
So here, the reason why I want to sacrifice some skulls, is because Gregrix had a saying, and I tell them the saying and explain the reason. Maybe this is like an entrance.
Oh, with your nat 20, this is definitely not near it.
Okay. Never mind.
Like,
I was thinking you
I
wanted
will
me to decapitate some
retcon
bodies.
that statement. You would know that this is... Why would you forcibly dig another tunnel away? Like, ugh.
That's what you meant. I thought you were saying you wanted me to go back, decapitate some bodies, and then put the skulls at the center to open up the entrance.
I mean...
That's how I interpreted that.
I can't say things because I did. Objection, leading the witness.
Well, let's turn around and go find
to kind
another
of get
direction.
Our bearings. This is what I've got so far. So we have the right path here that has this left spiral that's collapsed. There was the side room, and then this is the wall we're at. And then there's a left path that goes to a carved room. My question is, so the tracks, let me put the tracks in. So the kobold tracks came back here, and they're all dead. But the guy came in this way.
Look at your screen. Oh, it's gone.
Yeah, so I was kind of right. Yeah. I knew my layout was going to be kind of very loose.
Yeah.
Loosey-goosey. But I'm also trying to confirm the path. So this green one is the main guy's tracks, and then he turned and went this way?
He goes... his tracks go there first.
Oh, so he turns and goes to pick up the armor, goes to there, and then turns around and leaves?
Yes.
Goes to the wall and then turns around and leaves?
Now is his second stop.
Okay. That's where I got it wrong. I was thinking he came in and they were already there. What's his path out? And the armor's path out.
So it's as a note, because I remember you rolled really well for your like tracking on it.
Yeah.
The nice we'll temporarily call this person the leader. The leader goes into the left, walks from the left back across to the right, not even going back out, with his escort, gets to the door, gets to the wall, turns, and then leaves all the way out.
Leaves out through that way we came in.
Correct. Through the opened dugout area that
to the open dugout area, but we don't know if he goes up or if he goes in through another way. I don't think
after
I
that,
noticed,
once outside of there, the footprints are gone.
Lost.
Even with the dust and that has been settling in this place for a long period of time. Unfortunately, there is enough traffic in the area to where the dust is no longer a viable option of tracking. This mud and dirt is the best you have.
Yeah, and I'm assuming his escort went out to the main area with him as well.
Correct. Once he has his escort, they do not leave him.
Cool. So I shared that kind of information, just get us reoriented, and then I mentioned we might want to go check out that other room that we skipped by that had a little less traffic, because there might be some clues in there as to where the hell he got the animated armor from, because by the way, those are our friends.
Yeah, they're friends.
As a very brief out of character note, I'll just say an incredibly frustrating thing is when, with absolutely no error messages or warning whatsoever, your microphone mutes itself and you are attempting to say things for like 5 minutes and you're like, huh, strange that I can't get a word in edgewise. And then I'm like, I see, I'm fucking silent. In any case.
Oh no! Oh,
what were you trying to say?
Nothing in particular. Just that Fiacre would just say to Silver, even if we don't attempt to continue sort of pushing in some way at this this wall, this very pleasantly to you and to anyone who most assuredly is a follower of Grecrix, but is unpleasant to me in this heavy coat.
That's fair.
I will say that I do think that you are onto something with the skulls, and I don't think it would be inappropriate for us to collect a few from the conveniently cleanly picked skeletons in the other room, and sort of just stow them for an appropriate moment, where if we do happen to come across the entrance, we might make use of them in the way that you alluded.
Yeah, if you guys are open to that, I think.
But to
maybe
go from like from fresh dead to clean skull is
There are a couple bodies in there that are nothing but clean skeletons.
Oh, I mean, perfect. Okay.
I mean, a skull is a skull. They didn't specify, like, the saying doesn't go fresh skull. Like, it just says skull.
Usually the skulls that are offered are cleaned off.
Okay. So, yeah. I mean, I think we need 5 of them.
I can paint it. A great demon lord, but he'd still have good hygiene.
Yeah. You said 5 of them, Guild, or am I making that up because it was 5 words?
Could you repeat that?
Did you say you need 5 skulls because it's a 5-word thing?
No, it's just those 5 words are repeated often on the battlefield, usually in Orcish. You've seen them fend off raiding parties, and like people from New Zealand doing the Haka, or the Celts showing up in nothing but some body paint and wielding a claymore. It's partially an intimidation factor and partially a threat. Like,
oh yes.
So,
and if it's not a threat, if you don't take it as a threat, then it's no longer a threat. It is a promise.
Them describing it as 5 words was literary.
Yeah, 5 literal words. Skulls for the skull throne.
So for painting, instead of painting the skulls, I could embroider them.
I think we should just leave the skulls as they are, just in case.
That works. You know that works.
Yeah. So Skad, would you be open to that? And then if it doesn't work, we can follow your plan.
I mean, I ain't hacking up any skulls, but if you guys want to do that and try it out, I'm not going to stop you. I mean,
yes, I certainly
they desecrated your sacred ancestral home. I'm certainly not going to fuck with that.
I mean, they're just laying out, right? Like, and they're probably not. They're not Orcish or Dwarven.
I mean, they're
And this
dead,
is
so
going
they
to
ain't gonna need 'em.
Grix. It's not like we're using it for evil. Like, it's just going to my dude.
I personally have no
I owe no judgment.
qualms.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'll post myself up just a little bit farther down the hall while you guys kind of take care of this. Just keep my eye out so you guys can do that. And so I go post myself up close enough to them, but just keep an eye out just in case someone tries to sneak up on us while we are offering skulls to the skull throne.
Well, I think since this is only the back wall, we just carry the skulls with us in case we need them later.
So I think
Oh,
we'll take extra skulls, and I'm gonna put one in front of the wall and see if the wall does anything.
Okay.
listen, I think that that is a wonderful plan. We can make a brief few seconds attempt at the wall with the skull, and we can carry plenty for a generous offering. I personally don't really have any particular qualms with the disturbance of the dead in general. But so considering that these are invaders, it really doesn't quite matter to me one way or another.
So Sylvane, Sylvane, Fiacre, you want to go get our bone on and go grab some skeletons?
Let's go.
I'm sorry, what now?
Let's go bone.
Excuse me?
Okay, that's a much better joke, Silver. I'll give you that.
I like the first one too.
No.
Fiacre said the second
No.
one. We're dancing. We're doing the. We said something at least. We were able to make one thing flirty.
All right, you girls go boning. I'm staying the hell out of this.
All right, let's go get our bone on.
Mind your tongue. All right.
All right, we're gonna go and get
Be careful about getting your bone on with the tiefling. She's kind of horny.
Oh my god. I'm not even a
Correction, the
Again.
tiefling is a
Fiacre.
they them.
They them.
Sorry.
And
Again, mind your
as
tongue.
a question, Guild, do I take any additional psychic damage from all that?
I think we should be immune to some of it from just listening to speak out the smut they read.
That's true.
You are kind of growing used to like dwarves eating not dwarves, but subterraneans eating mushrooms that are probably not good for normal people.
And also, llama, by the time I'm done with them, they won't be horny anymore.
And now we
Wait.
understand why some species eat their young.
I've already vanished and
Mithluna.
stealthed away, just did a passive stealth away down the hallway just to keep an eye out.
Mithluna is having just a little horrified look on her face. Are you planning on cutting her horns off?
There.
No.
Did someone clip that? Probably. No.
Doubtful. And if you did, just please remind me so I can grab it later.
Yeah. Anyways, back to the bones and doing the bony.
Yes, Fiacre will
so-
collect the bones and deliver them to Silver because they have no interest in carrying things.
I'll carry them for you.
And Mithluna is going to see this as discretion is the better part of valor, and go join Skad with keeping a lookout while Fiacre and Silver collect bones.
Mia, did you come with us?
Eyes lost. You both went away.
I'll-
I'm like,
Mama's going to grab Mia and bring Mia with.
ah!
We got to do a lookout.
And so as I approach, I'm gonna place one of the skulls in front of the wall and say the saying.
All right.
And I'll do it in Orcish.
Nothing happens.
What if I put a hand up and hold a skull?
Nothing happens.
Well, you know, it was worth a try.
It was. I feel like there's more to this.
You know, typically the PBG of the campaign is the door, but I think in our case it's the wall.
Yeah, I don't think
Well,
this is
you
a
know,
door.
Yeah, I
It is
mean, we've
entirely
certainly come up
possible.
against a wall in this campaign.
Oh.
Certainly no
It's
bones about it.
I'm wanting to vent about this moment somewhere, but I can't vent about it safely because you're all where I would vent.
Yeah.
I feel like we're in between a rock and a hard place.
Is the hard place the bone?
Yes. We're getting destroyed by this wall, and we're not even.
Sometimes a wall is just a wall. Maybe we're just overthinking and
I
we
think
don't
that's
have
the case.
access to whatever tools our friend came in.
I'm gonna
do.
put the rest of my skulls in like my pockets, like just in case.
I mean, it's very important to get ahead in life.
Yes. Oh.
Can I
You
have
gotta
just
put
one
your
of
heads
those?
together sometimes.
You can have one of my skulls. Oh,
Thank you, dearly.
Yep.
Fantastic.
I swear to all the gods, if you start contemplating the purposes of life and death and whether or not to off yourself in some dramatic soliloquy, I will have a cow and burn down the Globe Theater.
Scott,
Oh, but,
no,
okay,
no,
but
no,
Scott,
no.
why
But
did you have to will it to be or not to be?
no,
Watch it.
listen. It's not for doing that now. It's just for in case later that comes up, right? All right.
In case we have to not
let's
be
get a
later.
move on. Scott, do you have a strong inclination? Silver, do you have a strong inclination? You two seem to kind of be leading us
Yes.
around as to where we go.
So I miscalculated the routes before. When whoever was leading this, who had stopped there, came in, he first went down this way, and I point to the carved out room. Picked up the suits of armor there, then came down this path, stopped at the wall, and then went back out that way. And I point into the carved room, to the elevator room is what I'm calling it.
They were waiting for him.
How much you want? I'm willing to put a gold piece down that there are crates with a certain crest on them in here.
I do not think that that would be a wise bet on my part. I would probably throw my odds in with you.
Anybody want in on this action?
I'll do opposed. I think that you're right, but I'll do opposed just for funsies.
All right.
I'll hold on to the gold coins for you.
Okay, I'll take out a gold coin and give it to.
Thank you.
I know a losing bet when I hear it.
They both lost because I just took their gold coins.
Not me.
So yeah, I lead us into the carved out room following the tracks.
So
Can I help you?
going
My
back
goal
the
is
other
to-
way, you do see that there are a few crates. Most of them are opened. There's one that's not.
Okay, yes, hi.
And they
Do
all
they have
have
the emblem on the side.
Yes.
I hold out my hand to Silver. Yeah.
Why are you holding my hand out? Your hand out to me?
Pay
'Cause
up.
it's got the.
I was right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The bet was because I bet there were crates in this room
Oh,
that would
Scott,
have
you
had the
poor
animated
darling,
armor in them
Scott.
with that guy with the trayer's emblem on them, just like
God.
we found at
Can
the
I-
warehouse.
I have
Can I
no idea what you're
pickpocket
talking
silver?
about.
Wait,
I
can
have
I
no-
pickpocket silver?
I have no idea what you're talking about, Skad. We didn't have a bet. You just
I
gave
wanna-
me.
I want to pickpocket silver because I just watched her put the gold away.
Silver, consider it alms
Can you hear me?
and a
Oh,
mark of respect.
I can hear
for-
you.
Yeah, I heard you. Yeah,
Oh,
we
okay.
heard you.
Okay, just
I
making
don't
sure.
know what you're
Uh,
talking about, Skad. Like, you didn't hand me gold. There was no bet.
All right.
Don't gaslight me. You're getting a pass because we are in your desecrated ancestral home right now.
I don't even know what gaslighting means. Like, if I
This must
what
be
is
a
that?
Is
human.
that something
It's
like
supposed to be a
oil
goblin
lamping?
term.
Yeah, it must be something
You-
like oil and water and stuff.
Oil lamping.
Okay, you might as
Alright,
well be
fine.
telling me that you don't know what drinking is, okay?
Yeah. Let's just
Okay.
not worry about it. I'll
Guild?
let her get away with this. She'll just owe me later. If she wants to be alive in the home of her ancestors, and she wants to be a dishonest dwarf,
You gave them to me, just so we're clear.
you offered to hold them for safekeeping as an adjudicator of the wager.
I didn't hear it that way. I heard, "Hey, can you put the coins in my hand?" And you did.
By the way, while this whole thing is going on, all these shenanigans, Fiacre would like to take a look at the crates and see if there are any that look still permanently closed.
Yeah.
Also,
they said
Mithluna
there
rolled
still
a
was
sleight
one,
of
and
hand.
Scott's
Of,
like, "Don't open that one."
I'm just
Also-
kidding. I will give you your coins back, and I'll give
Wait,
Mithluna and Skad back. But
oh man, because I rolled a sleight of hand check to try and pickpocket silver. I rolled a 12. It's not gonna work, but
yeah, I gave you back your coins.
okay.
Chaos.
Yeah. So yay, I have an extra gold now.
Oh man.
I got 2
Alright.
pickles. I got 2 pickles.
Hi, dog.
Bill,
Okay.
do I find any of the crates still sealed, or how's that working out?
We're all good.
I should hope so.
What
There was
happened?
a small side note that I had to convey just a second ago, and I'm saying it also out loud of, we're good.
Oh, okay. Fantastic. I'm so sorry. I'm not sure if you heard me with my question.
I did not.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I did not realize you were busy. I was just saying that while they are doing all of their silly chaos shenanigans with each other, Fiacre would be taking a look at the crates and seeing if any of them are still sealed. Not, of course, thrusting a hand recklessly into any of them, but
You don't have to
definitely
roll.
taking a look
There
at them.
are. You don't have to roll anything. There is 2 of them that are still sealed. Like the ones that are
Okay.
open are like overtly they're missing an entire top. Sometimes a top, and they're just like completely busted open. But there's 2 that are completely intact, and they look like they've been here for a little bit. You can roll me a investigation to try and see how long they might have been here.
Yes, please. Oh, well, that's no good. That would be a mere 9 in total.
You can at least tell that it's been over a season. The layer of
Oh, goodness.
dust and all of that. It's been over a season at least.
So these aren't the same ones that decided to give me a bad time.
No, they're not.
Okay.
Well, these have been here
Oh.
for quite a while, and I,
Well,
for
that's
one, am
unfortunate.
personally inclined to allow them to continue to stay exactly where they are, unless we find any sort of more information about these things, because, Skad, I know that you will recall our delightful first encounter.
Yes. But there's more of us here, and if we move these crates apart from each other and open them up one at a time, we might be able to handle them together. I'm not saying we should.
Would we
Let me
No,
be very
hold on,
clear.
hold-
I'm not saying we should. It would still be incredibly risky. But if you guys wanted to get some good wax in, get some practice on some animated armor, be warned they do have flying swords too.
I don't know if I feel like
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
it
I
feels
agree
weird
with
to
you.
practice fighting in this area.
I agree
Fair
with
enough.
you, Scott, at one point, and that is we could, in fact, do that, and we would have a chance at potentially doing it. My question, though, would be why? Why would we do this thing?
And I get really close to Fiacre and I just look at them and I whisper, vengeance.
I look, I suspect we'll have plenty of time. I appreciate that. That makes sense. Believe me, my side still aches now and again. So believe me, I understand. Maybe at some point. Although, to be perfectly honest, I always have, I suppose, a mind for turning advantages and cannot help but aspire that if we might figure out how we might control them, opening them might be even more advantageous at that point.
That is a good idea. That said, Guild, I would like to take a look around this room and see what else I can see. Are there any other entrances or exits to this room? Is there any desk, paperwork, anything to rifle through?
There is nothing else to rifle through. There is a path that leads from this area out farther a little bit again. But I won't even make you roll. You're pretty sure that area that is past the room a little bit beyond, which is there's a entry that you could probably fit into. Silver could possibly squeeze in.
But
But
it's a tiny little hole.
Tiny little hole. And from that tiny little hole comes a not so tiny little smell.
Can I make an argument for myself on that? Guild?
On what?
Being able to fit through that? Because I feel like I would have some sort of wiggle room because I've probably had to navigate tiny holes before.
Again,
mines.
you could probably, but it would be a tighter squeeze for you than it would be for Skad. It is designed, that hole is, like, that little entry area is designed for someone that is, according to D&D official rules, small size.
Yeah.
So a medium-sized creature can get in, but it's going to be much harder for everyone else except for you.
And I think even as a small creature, based on your description, a small creature would still have to squeeze.
Not terribly. It will be uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable getting in and out in general.
Squeezing mechanically, where it's considered difficult terrain and you have to...
Yeah. It would not... Well, it wouldn't be difficult terrain for you, but it would be for everyone else.
Yeah. Okay, that makes... Yeah. So I get the size now.
So what is that smell?
Oh,
death.
Porta potty.
I'm sorry?
A hole going...
No, it goes forward first.
Oh.
So you're pretty sure that they basically just like, we're going to make this basically a bathroom.
They didn't even carve out the whole house. They just carved a tiny stall.
They carved a stall, dug a hole. Because, like, the small creatures are the ones mainly working in this. So, like, why make it bigger for anyone else? Like...
Yeah.
They shit in my mine?
Technically, it's not in your home.
Guys probably shit somewhere.
Technically, it's in their own little dirty hole that you're already opposed to anyway.
Yes, I will say, upon the topic of shitting in the mine...
But also at the same time, technically, yes.
I imagine that anyone who spends sufficient time in any place is going to, at some point, have to do so.
I don't want to talk about my bathroom habits, but yes, but also I'm pretty sure we had special places, not just carving off a random hole and shitting in it.
You're not sure by the fact that this particular hole is kind of caved in, but not thoroughly. That this was before they broke through the main thick 2-foot stone wall that leads into the mine shaft. like into the room where the elevator is.
So this is where they were still doing while they were still digging and excavating these halls out before they busted through into the main complex.
High probable.
I'm not going to lie. It is absolutely fascinating, but unless someone wants to crawl in.
To my next question. Can I tell how the fuck they got these crates in here?
Yes. They got these crates in the same way that the big boss got in. They carried it in from outside using the mine shaft.
They busted open the front door, dragged it in.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it seems like they dug all the way down here, busted through the elevator shaft, went up the elevator shaft, then out to the front door. Am I reading that kind of right? Okay.
Yep.
So they went all the way down before they came back up. They didn't just dig into the front hallway.
So
Correct.
Did they just straight up leave? Like, are they even here anymore?
Dead. Oh, the armor?
Well, I don't know about them all being dead.
That's what I mean. Like, because they're still
we don't know.
Like, oh god.
We only know this pile here because remember how many floors were there? There were like 5 on the elevator dial. This is like one floor, and we got a whole other half of this floor to look at.
Actually, it's not only half. You have over. You've basically only explored 10% of the actual official mine.
Yeah.
On this floor, if that.
There's a lot more to this place. We've only barely scratched the surface.
You've only been in one room created by on this floor. You've only been in one room created by River Rights and Blood Screamers.
Yeah, created by the mine. Because we're right now in the excavated area by the kobolds and goblins who busted in the main, and then I guess they probably wouldn't have had to do any more digging. They're just going to be rooting around the rest of the place. Was this the only dugout place? I think I had notes on that. Boom.
Yes. So, because this does seem to be a bit of a dead end, unless someone would like to crawl in the latrine. I believe we've learned a little bit about how this mine has been ill-used via this room, but
they shit in the mine.
Shall we move on? Yes, Silver, they did shit in the mine.
Yeah, this looks like this was the what's the word for it? The initial exploratory phase. Then they actually got into the mine and probably found the toilets there. Hopefully. Oh gods. Well, let's go find out what they did.
Yes, I'm so glad that this is the angle, the primary angle of our sleuthing and investigation is how did the invaders handle their excretory needs?
Handling, look, there's always big important things in a project. Feeding and dealing with the waste.
Yes.
It's all part of the logistics.
Yeah. So let's go. And then I gesture for all of us to head out and back to the elevator room.
There's a reason I was keeping my mouth shut.
Yeah.
Well, onward.
Onward.
To
yeah, and then because this was on the south side, and now there's the north side, which has more of the rest of this floor. Too bad they couldn't leave a little map for us somewhere. I don't know. Maybe we'll find it in a chest and it'll go da-na-na-na.
That'd be great. Makes things so much easier.
So you're heading back out into the proper mine now?
Elevator room. Yeah, so elevator room, and then we'll take the north exit to the rest of it.
All right. The rest of that mine entrance that you are walking along, there is a track set into the stone that runs down the middle of this hallway.
Mm-hmm.
The hallway runs for about 60 feet and the tracks go through a large wooden door that has been dug out, like someone has picked through the wooden door, large enough for a goblin or a kobold to be able to crawl through, but not much bigger than that. This obviously leads to the main mine shaft.
Huh.
The wall along your left just continues going straight until it turns a little bit towards the door itself. To your right, there is a hallway about 20 feet wide. Real quick, Silver, roll me another history check at advantage.
Okay. Nope, that's actions. We want that. Unless you want me to attack something instead.
No, we're doing
19.
Stab the history.
the door should be here.
What? That's what Silver's saying right now, and she's looking around, and she's starting to pace a little bit, and then going back up to the wall. And then she turns around and jumps forward again. Is there still nothing?
No, nothing. Like, there should be a door on that left wall, especially if you consider the warm room, which, by the way, this area doesn't have a temperature change. It's still the same cool, like 60 degrees.
Hey, guys.
Do we have to speak
Yeah.
friend and enter?
Yes.
There's no door.
Is there supposed to
True. It's
Yes.
a wall.
be? Okay.
There's supposed to be.
Oh.
Hey, DM, I would like to look for a secret tunnel. Secret
Through the
tunnel.
mountain?
May
What roll
I?
are you wanting to use for it?
Oh, perception. Just kind of find a door.
All right.
16.
Not
None.
finding anything.
Hmm.
I'm gonna pull out a skull and put it in front of where the door should be. And chant the 5 words.
As you're sitting there with the skull on the ground, a small circle forms around it and goes straight back straight back to the wall, and with a single line that then shoots up the wall about 10 feet before arching down, and the door splitting open in the middle, the stone vanishing into itself as you see in red text above the archway in Orcish that you're able to see with the goggles,
Monocle.
with your monocle. Grecrick's praise.
I like praises in ha,
Yes.
or praises in like
Yeah.
ha.
Yeah, praise as in yeah.
Okay.
As the door
Um,
starts opening, you are all hit with the warmth of this extremely warm room. There is a dim light to this room as there are, from what you can all see, candles hewn about this place on top of skulls. Candles of black wax with a dim light coming off of them. At the very far end, there is an alcove that has a statue of a large, very muscular orc with protruding horns that curl up and then back, a large, menacing, double-headed axe in one hand, a skull sitting in the other hand. The skull not being made of stone. And behind him is a throne of skulls set behind this figure. A few of you may have seen it. Silver, you absolutely have seen this visage before. This is a statue to Rex.
Baller.
Yeah, I told you we'd find it.
In front of this, in front of the statue, there is a pedestal, and Skad, because of your extremely high freaking perception, you're able to see the top of what looks like a book is still sitting on there. You're also able to see that there's possibly a way to get around the sides of the great statue. You're not able to see all of this room. It curves away out of your line of sight and then curves back again. It doesn't seem like there is a single...
It's a big round room.
It is a big oblong room.
Oh, oblong. Okay.
And there is a alcove set at the far end. There is not a single squared surface aside from the pedestal in this room.
So is the pedestal smack dab in the middle or off closer to the far side?
It's close to the statue.
And is so yeah, I'm
as if
I should have asked the statue. Is the statue in the center or closer to the far side?
The statue is in the alcove at the far side.
Alcove at the far side. The pedestal is closer to that. Okay.
Yeah. So statue inside alcove. A little bit in front of that is the pedestal with something on top of it. The rest of the room is scattered with skulls, offerings from warriors long past, like long past. Some of the ancestries of some of these skulls you don't even recognize.
Yeah. Okay. Before Silver walks in, I just pause real quick. Let me peek. And I peek. I'm not drawing my weapons because I know this is a temple. I'm not going to do that. I just peek, make sure there's nobody hiding around the corners to lop our heads off.
As you look inside, you notice that there are 2 additional alcoves. One to the left, one to the right. The one on the left, there is a much smaller statue of a 7-headed Cerberus. Sitting on top of the middle head is a small, like half your size visage of Kiki, a little cat, like Neko girl.
Okay.
Just sitting on the middle head, fingers intertwined, just looking pleasant as could be on top of this statue. And
so like an actual humanoid sitting up there, a sentient one, or the statue of one?
The statue.
Okay.
To the right, there is another little alcove. And in it, there is a carved to look like it is floating kind of, the balancing work to put this together is astonishing because it is a humanoid looking figure with a fairly large hat and tattered looking robes with a monkey-esque tail up the back end, reading a book.
Okay. But
it
no
is
living...
No living things that you can see in here. Going to continue the description area just a little bit further. On the ceiling itself, there is a beautiful mural that is of a night sky that none of you recognize. but could guess was a night sky decades in the past, centuries. And among the stars is a mild visage of Navarro.
Okay.
Like a constellation created to resemble him. This is a temple unlike you have ever seen before.
Cool. I'd like to note that I just leaned in, like I never actively set foot in this room.
Yeah.
I just kind of leaned in, peeked, and then I leaned back and I gestured to Silver to let her step foot in this temple of her home first.
Oh yes, I defer to you.
I'm gonna pull out one of the skulls. Because I'm guessing I was thinking like 4 of them, and then gave one to Fiacre, so I have 3. Put one down, so I have 2 left.
Okay.
That seems most logical to me. But I'm gonna pull out one. I'm gonna say the words again. And I'll kind of mumble it back to everyone so that way they know what to say. And I will walk in. And I'm going to go straight to Grekrix. And I'm going to offer this skull at his feet. And I'm going to say I am an Orcish. These are my friends. I am a Riverite. And we are here to serve you. So I offer this skull at your feet. Simply because I am here to protect this mine that was so rudely desecrated. And I'm down on one knee at this point with a hand over my heart.
You do get a feeling of the reverence of this room. As you set the skull down, you notice that the room's warmth kind of dims and just becomes comfortable. From this position, do you just like walk to him like around the little
Yep.
podium, the little pedestal, and then just set that down?
Yep, and then I'm down on one knee, hand over my heart. I say those things. Now I'm gonna stand and I'm going to gesture for them to come up. As I look back at Grekrix's statue and say, in Orcish again, please meet your friends. Because they are mine as well.
As a note, when you turn around, you do notice that there is a book sitting on the pedestal.
Yep.
It is a leather-bound tome. There is no writing on the outside.
Oh boy, it's
Is
not
it
hidden.
No.
Yeah, you're smart. It's not hidden, right?
No, it's overtly there.
So technically, I can't take that because of Peepaw's rule. So what I'm gonna do?
This room was hidden.
Oh, that's true.
Like this room was. You had to do some tricks to get in here.
I'm going to take out a skull, like the last one. I'm gonna place it on the pedestal and take the book.
I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
At disadvantage.
At disadvantage?
Yes.
Okay.
I was thinking Indiana Jones with the bag of sand.
Yeah. So she's doing this probably after she gestures all to come in. I think we're all just kind of walking in. I'm going and getting my bearings.
Now I have to actually open up another application real quick.
Well, this will end poorly.
Hey, you have a skull.
Yeah, they just gotta clean it to get to ours.
Of course they do.
Yeah, of course they do. That tracks.
I have a potion bottle.
Hey, I mean, you mentioned it, so I figured I probably should at least touch it.
Yeah, I hadn't gotten around to mentioning it to everyone else.
All right. Do you want to be the one doing the rolls for this, or do you want me to be the one that does the rolls for this?
What kind of rolls are they?
Oh boy.
So I'm going to start off this conversation point, and the rest of you
Doom
will eventually end up following suit, whether you like it or not.
Okay,
Oh,
so
boy.
Sounds
Silver.
about right.
As you put your hand on the tome, your vision goes dark, and you are suddenly in the midst of a battlefield. And as you look around, you notice to your left is your pawpaw, bloodied and wounded. As you momentarily look around, you see that you are looking from your peepaw's eyes, and you are on a battlefield with your pawpaw as your peepaw, and in front of you is a horde of a combination of hobgoblins and humans and a few other monstrous creatures, and you lift your sword in as you charge towards them. I need you to either roll me a d4 or pick who you are making your attack roll against.
So just a point of clarification before I make a decision. Is this when Peepaw dies?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the memory of when your Peepaw dies, unfortunately.
Yeah, no,
Sorry, not Peepaw.
So it would
Peepaw is still alive. It's the
Peepaw,
dwarven...
it's Pawpaw that dies.
Yeah, this is the
Yep.
this is the battle that your Pawpaw unfortunately passes away in.
Okay,
it would be
so-
very on brand for you to hit Mithluna.
as so
Well, no, it's not you guys. It's just in this battlefield. I don't see them, right?
you
That
don't
you
see
know
them. I'm going to now describe to the rest of the group.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
As Silver touches
It's
the
both.
book, a spark of red rushes up one arm. Markings very similar to that of the statue of Grekrix, as her eyes just momentarily turn black and then fiery red, like glowing fiery red, as she draws her sword and screams out something in a language you don't understand. That
So it's not
sounds
Dwarvish.
kind of like we're done, but not really. And charges
be good.
you. Like you as in
Oh,
the
that-
group.
That can't be good. I will say that Fiacre was pretty close because they were very interested in the book.
Yeah, I was crossing to the middle of the room. I think I would have gone in second, so I don't know if I'm closer or maybe I had stopped in the middle of the room.
So either you
And
can
see,
choose or
I'm-
I can roll it for you.
I want to choose.
Yeah, because I'm
Unless
a little
you-
torn, because Mithluna promised to be right next to Silver to pull her back if anything happened. But in this case, because of the theatrics, she
If-
might have been holding back. I'm not sure where she is.
I think if anything, Skad would have grabbed you and was trying to pull you back as well because he knows you're squishy.
Guild, how about this?
Yeah.
How about a compromise? Give each of the players a number
fair.
and I'll roll a d4. Right? Is that how many? Or would I need a d6?
You need a
Don't
D4.
tell me what the numbers are.
You need a D4. I've numbered everyone.
Okay, great. That way it's a compromise. So it's still you choosing. You're okay with that.
That is my current stance. If anyone wants to opt out of the potential of being swung at, as a side note, Mia, you are able to see into this room.
Yeah, that's
No,
why
mess me
knowing
up.
me, I'm going to be the last one that comes in there because
Right.
the light issue. So,
Hence
while
why everyone, the numbers that everyone has are the numbers that I have for them.
I rolled a
Yeah.
3. Oh no.
Would you like to be the one that rolls the attack?
Do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Roll your attack.
I love
so-
infusion effects.
Oh, this is so.
I will
And-
narrate as
this
it
is so
goes.
cool.
So in my mind, though, like what I'm seeing, because if you don't mind, can I talk that part out?
Absolutely.
So I'm watching as Papa is clinging for his life, and so I'm going to go.
He's not
to
clinging
the
yet.
Not yet. Okay,
No,
I'm just gonna
he's
charge
injured,
forward.
but the two of you are charging together into this maelstrom of
And I also-
warriors.
As horrifying as this is, I think Silver would have this really awesome surge of just pride because she finally gets to experience fighting with her Papa and Peepaw at the same time, and
Even
so
though
she's gonna
technically
go
you're
all
Peepaw
out.
right now. In this
What?
particular, technically you're Peepaw in this memory.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But like,
Yeah.
I think with a 7 in my mind, Silver doesn't necessarily.
Oh
She's
yeah,
just
you're
going
not
with it.
really differentiating it at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. I'm using my longsword and it's 2-handed. Oh no. 24 to hit.
Fiacre, I'm pretty sure a 24 hits, right?
You will be incorrect. No, I'm just kidding.
So
Yes.
would you like to know how I numbered it?
Yes.
Yes.
Skad, Mithluna, Fiacre, Mealy.
And I just want to say that, like,
Marching order.
typically this would be the point at which I bust out my reaction spell, Silvery Barbs, to defend myself. But I think that Fiacre is just like they have that split-second moment of like, I don't want to cast an offensive spell on like someone in this group, right? Like, and it's just like, given maybe another second or two, they might have made the decision to go ahead and like do it, but because they just hesitate just that slight second too long, they don't, and so they just take it full on the chest. Yeah.
13 points of damage.
Sweet macaroni, fuck.
That would have knocked
She's
me
a
out
with
with all the remaining the damage that I've taken.
How
so far.
damaged are you, Fiacre? Because I need to picture how damaged this goblin is that I'm fighting.
Fiacre has 16 points maximum and was at 16, so Fiacre is down to 3 HP now.
I hate to
Oh my
do this,
God.
but again, do I play as Silver and do what I think I need to do?
Yes.
Or
Yes,
Do action
always.
surge, crush me.
yeah.
So as your blade splits through the hobgoblin in front of you, and you are hearing the war cries of not only your paw and your peepaw, but their war bands together, you are suddenly brought back to your senses. Blood on your sword, Fiacre standing in front of you.
Oh shit. Oh shit. And I
My
put my
hand's in
sword
my
away.
pouch of caltrops, and I've got some in my hand. I'm like, "You good?"
I immediately rush.
Good.
I immediately rush to Fiacre, and I put my hand on the like scratch.
Scratch.
The stab wound.
This is a laceration, my dear.
No, I'm pretty sure Fiacre's like hanging on at this point, right? Like,
I put my hand on the gash. I knew I was a flirt, but I didn't think it was going to take it this far. I would have been more gentle. I am so sorry. I don't have any healing. What can I do?
I walk behind
I mean, to
Fiacre
some
and heal
extent,
her.
but this is ridiculous.
What'd you say, Fiacre?
I said, look, I might be into pain a bit, but this is ridiculous.
I know
Okay,
you're into pain,
well-
but this is too much.
while they're having this little debate, can I go and take Silver's sword? Just
So you can try.
Mia, you can roll your healing spell.
Okay. I'm using Cure Wounds, like actually doing the touch one.
okay.
It's a good call.
And
That would
all I'm
be a-
saying
Except it doesn't matter. I rolled a 2, so Fiacre, you only got 6 from me.
And as you're doing that,
Still
Mia,
six
I'm
hit
still
points.
apologizing over and over again. Like, oh my god, you were supposed to be a goblin. What? You're not a goblin.
Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin. You're not a
Which-
hobgoblin.
By the way, hobgoblins are not natural.
Ooh.
Like
That's
Dragonborn, they are not. They are fabricated.
Mm.
Once I'm sure that Silver doesn't have that magical effect on her again still, and everything's taken care of, I'll head up to that altar and just look at the book, sort of lean on an elbow and just kind of look at it, but I'm not touching it.
It is a very
Well-
nice leather book. Looks very old.
Mhm.
It's locked closed. By lock, I mean like there's a little like push area where you could unlock
yeah,
it.
a
Like
little latch.
yeah, it's a very simple latch.
It's a
Like
latch to
those
keep it
little
closed,
cheap
but not locked.
diaries that you buy for kids
Kind of.
that have keys, but the keys don't really do anything.
Well, no, it doesn't even have a key area.
Yeah. It's
You're
just
pretty
a-
sure
it's
you
just a-
found what the lock is.
Yeah, it's just like a
Oh,
local
nice.
lock, yeah. And I just look at the statue of Gregrix and I'm like, well, you just love
Mia.
having fun and making us earn it, don't you?
Mia, please. I need help.
I'm gonna
I'll take a bit.
cast a
My-
mage hand to help turn the pages of the book if Skad needs it, but
Hit
I'm
that
sticking
spell.
right next to Silver to be like, I'm gonna pull you back if shit starts going down again.
Mia,
I actually back
please.
away as she starts doing that. So I'm like,
I can't listen to both y'all.
Good
idea,
You
good
needn't pay
idea,
attention to
Fiacre.
them. You needn't pay attention to them. I have an emergency. Please, my outfit. Can you please cast mending?
All right, with that particular
I
note just
love it.
hanging there for a second, I am going to bring us to a break. Once again, we're going to attempt for just a 10-minute break. We'll see how long that actually is going to go, but we're going to try for 10 minutes. So, see you here soon. Ta-da! Glad to be
I'm
back.
struggling.
That was closest to the 10 minutes that I've ever gotten for us.
I think
Yeah,
so.
for real. We've been both 15.
Woohoo! Go team, go.
Hold on, I gotta use the bathroom now. Not Mina.
Oh,
Oh, hold on, I have to get some water.
damn it.
I have to go vacuum the grass.
I have to go clean some baseboards. Sorry, guys.
I gotta deep clean my apartment now. Sorry.
And we can end the stream right here.
No.
No!
You know what's sad
If you
is I
wanna hear-
believe you.
If you want to hear a riot,
I'm not actually leaving. I'm just turning off my camera for a second. I'm here.
Sure.
I just got a vacuum. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. I have to establish, does Mia throw Fiacre a bone and cast mending on the clothes?
As I walk away,
Oh, fantastic.
with her eyes rolling.
mending takes a minute.
Because she actually saw a shrine that actually she got distracted.
And Silver's just gonna sit there for the whole minute holding Fiacre's hand of like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I know how much you love your clothes.
Well, Luckily, we do have mending in the party, so.
Yeah, that's true. Lifesaver.
Oh,
Josh is
absolutely.
to get the blood off of it.
Yes.
Oh, look, Kitty.
I heard Kitty. What?
Why are you wet? What did you do? My cat is wet. I don't know why.
She took a nap in the water bowl.
Yeah, I think she did. Okay, is this I've had to fix a couple water bowls at this point because she keeps knocking them over because she has fun playing in them. Don't you? You're a water cat.
So are we jumping right in, Guild?
You're jumping right back in.
Yeah.
And
Alright.
I'm gonna sit crisscross applesauce again while like making sure Fiacre is not gonna die like at any second because I just gashed them brutally and destroyed their clothes. Be very careful with that book. I don't know what happened, but I was on the battlefield fighting some hobgoblins like a badass.
When I turned back from the altar because I was leaning on it and Mithluna was gonna be mage handing it, I look at the opposite wall, the one that we entered in on. Is there anything on that wall? Is there another alcove or anything?
Nope.
Nothing. Okay, cool.
All right. What's that book about? Does anyone read the book? How is it?
I don't know. I
see
touched
that
it,
you're flipping.
and that's when I went to war. As soon as I touched it.
Yeah.
Oh
This one
no,
right
hold
here.
on. Oh no, I need
Seeing
to do
how
a
we're
wisdom.
in a religious room, I could see this being a religious text of some sort. Especially seeing how God.
I could imagine.
Okay, Mithluna
And
goes up and is about to touch the book, but pulls her hand
Please.
back and says, She passed her saving throw. Her wisdom.
Yeah, I rolled one too. I got a natural 20.
Must be nice.
I saw what happened. I'm staying the hell away from the book. I'm going to somewhere else that's paying attention to me. As I pull out a couple berries from my pouch that we gathered along the trip on the way here, and I place them in the small thing in front of Kiki. Offering from the forest to the forest.
Let's see.
All right.
Would anyone like to try poking the book, or
I can try again.
No. I don't think repeating that same action. I don't think that repeating that same action would do very well for me.
I can go up to it and use Mage Hand to turn the pages. So I'm not actually touching it, but I can look at it. I can inspect it.
Well, if your mage hand starts trying to kill us, then we'll have learned something new.
I can dispel it if it starts.
It's like
unless it controls you and grabs your throat.
It's like
Wait,
the
wrong
hand
series.
from Adam's Family.
Exactly.
Is Mage Hand just cousin it in projection form?
Yeah. You can make it look however you want, technically.
So
right.
Mage Hand, as it goes to try and open it, can't get a purchase at all.
Okay.
Wait, Mithluna, use your stick.
Oh yeah, the one that Mia gave me?
Yeah, use that and use that to push the book off the pedestal and then use it to turn the pages.
I'm not going to push it off the pedestal because that feels a little disrespectful, but I will use it to turn the pages. Or if there's, do you have actually not a stick because the stick's it's like a full staff. Do you have any bones left? Like maybe an arm bone?
I only took the skulls.
Oh. Does anybody have a little stick? Hold on, maybe I have a wand. Hold on. I might have a
Connected
wand.
to the shin bone. Wait, what?
Inventory. I think do I have a wand? No, I have a crystal. That's my arcane focus. Dang it. Oh, I have a dagger. I'm gonna use my dagger.
Don't rip the pages. So
No,
I would use,
no.
keep it in its covering, the sheath,
yeah.
and then use the hilt. Maybe.
Yeah, I
or
think that's what I'll do. So I'm not actually touching it, but I'm turning the pages just to have a look at the book.
Well.
Sorry, you're seeing into a trucker's life of how I clean my bowls.
I do know a thing or two about books. Although I'm not 100% certain that I would be able to read the actual words. So if someone could provide a translation for me, I might be able to
would I know
help.
the language?
First of all, one, you're not able to open up the book.
At all.
At all. It's not even moving as you're trying to poke it with a stick.
Well.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
2, there is no visible words on the outside.
We have failed the first hurdle.
Okay, hold on. I need to make another wisdom save because.
So you're trying to. So are you trying to pick up the book? Is that what I hear?
I'm gonna make a wisdom to see if she's gonna try and pick up the book after this failed, because she might.
What if I just set my sword down and I just use my fist? And if I attack again, I can just punch someone instead of stab.
Then why don't we have someone who doesn't have us in...
I'm gonna poke it.
Okay.
I'm not very strong.
Huh?
A wisdom saving throw. And it's a flat one for you for a very particular reason.
She has to beat a flat one?
Unlike you, Silver, who had disadvantage on yours.
Yo, gotcha.
Okay, hold on. I got an 18, and you see what I add to it. Because I think I add a couple things. 19 total.
Oh, I thought she had to beat a nat 1, and I was like, that's easy.
No, instead of having
with your 19 total, you're able to pick up the book. There's something gnawing, like a feel of static in the back of your head.
So I'm like picking it up and kind of twitching a little bit. Can I open it?
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Here, you've done it. You've picked it up. I'm
good job.
So pleased that you're not swinging at us.
Oh no.
Question.
Oh, no.
Should I use Tides of Chaos to make this advantage?
Have you already rolled your initial roll?
Yes. I rolled the 3.
Yes, this is going quite well. Since you seem to be fine, I'm going to come a little bit closer. And
if you use Tides of Chaos, there's going to be a lot of fun for me.
This is why I'm asking. Do I?
You would do it before we even get it asked.
What would Mithluna do?
What would Mithluna do?
Would Mithluna draw upon the powers of chaos to see if she can accomplish this goal?
Or would she give up, essentially?
Because this is all happening in like a split second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if it's a split
the save.
Yeah, she would use Tides of Chaos to turn this into advantage.
All right, roll your advantage roll.
Yeah.
Since you've got a good handle on it.
I'll protect you, Fiacre. It'll be fine.
I rolled a 7.
A 7? Oh my god.
My first roll was a 3, so I did better.
That's what I rolled, and I got
just hear this dull thud echoing throughout the room. Sounds like a head banging on a wall. Thud, thud, thud.
That echoes very well, seeing as it also seems to be coming from behind, from like within the alcove.
No.
Hey,
no.
I did better than Silver though, because I got to pick up the book before.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna make you roll your wild surge right now.
Okay. Oh, we're not even no waiting, no like holding off on it until the okay. This is the opportune
Because the
moment.
nature of, I'm guessing, just the magic of the protections around this book is triggering it as well, or tapping into it from the tides of chaos.
All right, using my chaos dice.
And here's
We're
the
all
fun
gonna
thing:
be
I'm
puppies.
gonna have you roll it twice, and tell me both numbers, and I'm going to choose between the two of them.
Oh, so I don't light stuff on fire again?
We're gonna find out.
Okay.
We're gonna need another Timmy.
Plot twist. It's gonna be Mithluna who's been desecrating this mine
first-
this entire time.
Don't put thoughts into Guild's head. First roll is a 22. And the second roll is a 45.
Oh, so close to a 42.
That would have been cool. It's the meaning of life, don't you know?
And on the original chart, you turn into a potted plant. But
My
I don't
friend
know
turned
what
into a
Guild has
box
for this one.
Yeah, my friend turned into a box with her wild magic in the middle of a battle, and she was stuck like that for the entire combat.
Oh, no.
Yeah, polymorph. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
she was a box.
Well, there's also
Well, that's on the printed chart. Guild's using a different one, which makes it even more interesting.
I know.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh god.
Those seem to be going so
Okay.
well so far.
They have actually been. I've only failed one. It just happened to be the
Just the
critical
important
one.
one.
19.
As a note, 22 is you take an additional action immediately.
Okay.
Your additional action is making a saving throw.
Oh, good.
For a moment, as you are trying to open up this book, you are suddenly placed onto a ship. You don't recognize this ship, but you do recognize the constellations above and below you. You are in the Azir.
Okay.
You also recognize the main flag of this ship. It's the Jasper. A very well-known ship. But it's an iteration of the Jasper you don't recognize.
The Jasper being back in episode 1, that was the ship that my ship was faking it being. Okay.
Mm-hmm. As someone from the Azir, you know the Jasper. It is a very well-known ship.
Yeah.
And the version of the Jasper
I've been on
that
it
you were-
once.
Yes. The version that you are seeing is one that you've never seen before. And standing on the deck, you see someone for just a brief moment that looks to be wearing like very ragged clothes, a old straw hat that is a bit mangled, a cane, a staff in one hand, a crow on his shoulder. And as he starts turning to you, right before you can actually see his face, you are brought back to reality. Seeing as you are the only one now currently facing towards the door, a scarecrow standing in the doorway.
And I'm still holding the book. Like, did I manage
You're
to get it
still
open or
holding
no?
the book. But you have not managed to open it.
Okay. But I'm watching the scarecrow.
Yes.
Do we all see the scarecrow?
Do any of you? Who all
I'm
looks
staring open.
Okay.
If you're
at this
staring,
point,
As
I
you're
poke
follow
my
your
head
gaze.
out from behind the statue. I'm like, guys, I've been hiding here this whole time. You didn't even know I had snuck away. What is that?
Yeah, the scarecrow is, by the way, actually there.
Is it
I'm gonna say,
moving?
What?
hail friend.
It is not currently moving. It's just standing outside. Like, it's swaying back and forth a little bit.
But there's no wind.
Right, like, it's just...
It's still swaying. Oh, gods. We landed
That's
in a
unsettling.
frickin' horror story, didn't we?
Point of clarification, everyone. Scarecrows aren't typically in mines. I just thought that was.
Yeah, I gather that. By the way, there's something back here that we can pull out. I haven't touched it yet because I didn't know if it was going to, blow up. Oh, you picked up the book.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, I would like to gently recommend that we
Let Silver have it.
I'm
Well-
still eyeing the scarecrow, and I'm going to say,
I'm keeping my eye on it as well.
friend from the Jasper. To the scarecrow.
It tilts his head a little bit and still swaying back and forth.
DM, even though it's still a bit of a distance away, I would like to see if I could insight it to see if I can glean malicious intent or if it's just going to stand there creepily the whole time.
You roll your insight. Also, roll me a history check
All right.
after you roll your insight.
So the insight's going to be a 21. The history is going to be a 10.
So, insight, you're not currently noticing any malicious intent off of it just standing there swaying.
Okay.
So my suggestion with the book is that we were alone. Glances at the scarecrow. I would suggest that perhaps if we're going to keep tampering with it, that we have whoever is going to tamper with it disarm and
Mithluna's like,
why don't we try something? Mithluna, why don't you put the book back on the altar and I'll keep my eye on the scarecrow while you do.
Oh, I don't know. So my other thing was going to be that if we are going to be tampering with it, and we don't intend on doing so right now, we may take it with us.
A book that seems to throw anybody who touches it, or most people who touch it, into a violent rage, or into... What happened to you? Did that happen to you?
I wouldn't...
Did
there's
you
no
attack anybody?
violence.
No violence with Mithluna.
The
I
scarecrow
look
takes
at
a
the
step forward
scarecrow.
into the temple.
Okay, yeah, put it back.
Wait. Before I do anything, I'm going to ask the scarecrow, are you a friend of Dorichid?
I pull out my sword.
Yeah, I'm just slowly going for my bow.
And I wasn't recommending that we hold it in our hands or tuck it under our arm the entire time, but that it would be in a bag, something that no one's touching it, right? I mean, what are we drawing on this fellow?
What do you need, friend?
Its head tilts the other way.
Just set it back on the altar, please. Just set it back on the altar. I've heard stories of this.
Well, what? Tell me some stories.
So her background is astral drifter. Has she encountered anything like the scarecrow?
Nope.
In her travels? No, nothing.
Nope.
All right. Yeah, she's gonna slowly put the book back on the altar.
Oh,
you meant no harm,
all
my friend.
It takes another step closer.
Wait.
At this point,
One
I
more
point my
thing. At
sword
this
out.
point, I remember. Does this scarecrow look like the one that assaulted me or tried to take me out in the forest?
The
Or at
scarecrow
least
looks
similar.
very much like the one that you saw in the forest.
Oh shit. I don't know what that is, but oh shit.
Yeah.
Give me another
guys?
history check. Thing as you, the player, remembered a thing. This is technically your advantage.
Yeah,
I hope.
no, that was even worse than the first roll. But I think Scott at least remembers that, right? But he can't put together any story beyond it.
Right.
So Scott basically says, oh, now I recognize. So this one looks almost exactly like. So remember when I snuck off after the patron of that tavern turned out to be a dragon? So while I was out there, a scarecrow attacked. We took care of it real fast, no big problem. This looks just like that one. And that one kind of poofed and vanished. I don't...
As you're telling that,
I
saying this,
give one last glance back up to the gigantic statue, and I'm like, I'm really sorry to do this here. And I draw my bow and aim at it.
Well,
yeah, because as
Okay,
you were
but-
talking, I took a step forward towards the scarecrow as well.
And like
my
me
sword
putting,
on.
because I didn't take my hand off of the book. I just kept my hand on the book, but putting it back didn't do anything.
Nope.
So
Okay, so I'm gonna hold the book anyway and take it back up off the altar and take a step back. Friend,
thank goodness.
what do you need?
Fiacre
It takes
is
a step
going to
closer.
cast friends.
It's gonna try
It
and
is
kill
easy-
me, isn't it?
It is easily to see from by most everyone in the room. The features for it are stitched in place. Like its mouth is stitched. It's like stitchings together of where a mouth would be. The eyes are set into like sunk in, but set in like using stitchings.
The stitchings, what are they stitched into? Is that
Fabric.
okay?
Burlap.
Burlap.
Can I
okay.
cut a mouth
When
open
You're gonna try and cut the
so I
mouth
can
open?
talk? What?
You're gonna try and
Wait.
cut open a mouth area?
Yeah, like cut open so that way I can talk, and I'll kind of say like, I just want to allow you to speak to us.
Wait.
Roll me
Sounds like-
a
Wait.
Not a good idea.
I'm not
This
gonna
can
kill
in
you.
no way go horribly
dexterity
wrong.
check.
Okay. I'm not gonna hurt you, or at least try to. I'm just gonna allow you some speech. You said dexterity saving or just regular dexterity?
Regular dexterity.
Oh no. 9.
As
I think.
what are you
yeah.
using as your tool to do this?
I think all I have is my longsword. Let me look. Yeah, all I have is an axe and a longsword, so I'm using my longsword.
So as you start positioning yourself in to be able to use your longsword, your hand moves just a hair too close, and you see the blade go into the cheek area, and it just in a like small puff of probably about a good 4 handfuls of straw.
It's just
Gone.
collapsed.
No, it disappeared. It just
It vanished.
imagine like 2 people standing in like next to it, like with 2 big handfuls of straw, and they just went poof.
Yep.
And they just
I'm gonna look at.
Ugh.
I'm just gonna
Okay,
look at
and
my
just-
sword and say, "You've deceived me twice tonight," and I put my
No.
longsword back.
Wait,
that
okay,
wasn't
so
your sword,
wait,
Silver. That's what
Gil-
it did. That's what the last one did to me.
quick question and clarification. The figure that I saw on the ship on the Jasper,
Mhm.
was the figure the scarecrow, or the scarecrow is different from the figure that I saw?
because the vision was so short, I'm gonna have you roll me a history check. You will get advantage.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to turn off my camera right now because it's starting to lag on my signal here. I'm in the middle of the feels like a windstorm right now.
You're okay.
I just figured I'd give everyone
natural
heads up,
20.
listen.
Nice.
1 sec to get this message out real fast.
Okay.
That scarecrow that you saw just a second ago
Mhm.
was wearing the exact same outfit as the person that you saw in your vision.
But it wasn't like the person that I saw in the vision wasn't the scarecrow, but wearing the exact same thing.
Correct.
Okay.
I didn't roll high enough on my history to remember anything about the other scarecrow. Such is life.
Right now, I'm more confused than a fan in a fart factory, okay? Or a fart in a fan factory. I have no idea what's going on. I'm just like,
Does Mithluna convey that?
Mithluna, no, she's just sitting there staring, kind of looking down at the book, going,
Blank page before you. Sorry.
"Open up the dirty window."
No, open up the bound book.
There you go. She's gonna sit there and look up the scarecrow, going, "I was just on the ship on the Jasper."
You mean your Jasper, the fake one?
No, the real Jasper.
Dude.
On the Astral Sea. The real one. I've
Okay.
been on the Jasper once when I was a kid.
Okay.
And I saw that the deck was empty. And the deck is never empty. Ever. Save for one person.
Yeah.
And that person was wearing the same outfit as that scarecrow. But wasn't the scarecrow.
Miss
I
Luna,
see.
did that seem familiar to you? Like something that could be hidden in the recess of your memory?
Well, I've been on the Jasper, so yes. Is that similar? Is it similar to you, Silver?
Sorry, I was responding to a message.
Oh, okay.
Silver. Yeah.
What did you what am I supposed to
The
recognize?
question to you is, did it seem like a memory to you or someone deep connected to you?
The scarecrow?
When you
the vision.
No, when you had your vision and you attacked Fiacre.
Oh yeah, I guess I should share what I saw. I went to a battlefield where my pawpaw and peepaw were fighting. I wasn't there, but that was when my pawpaw died.
Each other?
Hmm.
They were fighting
No,
each
they
other?
weren't. No, hobgoblins.
Oh,
It was
okay.
like
Ooh.
it was like this mighty war,
Oh my.
and I remember going there feeling so prideful and so excited because I've never been able to fight with Papa before because he died before I could experience that with him.
So
Okay.
yours triggered something of a memory of a person that you were deeply connected to. Mithluna, you think it feels like the same way for you?
I wonder.
Don't know. It didn't, unless my mother had that memory.
Nope.
No.
Well, you said the ship was the deck of the Jasper is hardly ever empty.
You do not
The deck of
remember.
any ship is hard.
You didn't get enough time to see yourself within the vision.
Mhm.
Who
Okay.
you were seeing it through.
I don't know who I was seeing it through.
It was too fast.
Did it
Yeah.
feel familiar though?
The Jasper, the Astral Sea, yes.
Yeah, I
The
guess I
person,
didn't.
no.
I don't know who I saw mine through either, because I wasn't there the day Papa died.
I wonder. And I put my hand on the book.
Mithluna, are you still holding the book?
Yeah, but I won't pull it away. I'll be holding on to it, but I'm not gonna do anything unless Skad touch it.
Put your thing away.
Oh, I thought I had you put it back down on the altar. We had set it there.
She grabbed it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
I put my hand on the book.
I need you both to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. Ooh, shared vision. This will be fun.
Maybe.
Wait a minute, I've seen this
Natural 20. For a total of 23.
15.
So, Mithluna, the world kind of looks a little hazy for just a moment before coming back into proper clarity. God, you're perfectly fine. You do feel like this staticky feeling in the back of your head, but aside from that, nothing.
Do I get any more visions, or am I still like it's a?
You felt like you were about to drift off into a vision as Skad touched it, but you stay in place.
If I may, before anyone tries any more attempting to induce some kind of reaction, it does seem that some of these visions are violent and some of these visions are not. Yes. When someone
Did a
has
scarecrow
touched...
appear?
Nope. Go ahead, Fiacre.
When someone has touched the book, it either is simply a small and innocuous vision that is at least real enough to be relevant to the current moment, as with Mithluna's. My current hypothesis on that vision is that Mithluna was seeing a person of some great power in the dream, and that the scarecrows are some manifestation, some avatar, something like that. Who knows how it was almost summoned here by the book. Silver's was a very violent vision. What would you say about further experimentation that involves attempting to induce these visions, requiring that the person attempting to induce the vision volunteer to be shackled while they are doing so, just on the off chance that they lose control of themselves and attempt to hurt someone? I picked up a set of manacles before we took off, and if one were willing to...
Silver hands out her hands.
Don't give me that look.
Well, hold on. I think of all of us, Skad has fared the best of those of us that have touched the book. I think it should be Skad.
But Skad didn't have any visions.
He has fared the best of all of us.
Something was poking at the back of my head, but
I think in order to follow through with Fiacre's experiment, we have to have a vision.
Yeah. And the
I
book
didn't
will
have a
have to be
vision.
laid down, and one person will have to touch it at a time.
You-
By the way, I also found a thing.
What'd you find?
There's a thing that you can pull out in the back of the statue over here. Don't know if it's a hidden compartment or a secret lever or anything. I didn't want to touch it while alone because you guys have had problems with me sneaking off, so I was trying to be a good friend.
Oh.
Thank
Silver
you.
touches the book again.
Give me a wisdom
have
saving
my
throw
hand on the book.
at disadvantage.
Wait, so three of us have our hands on the book at the same time.
Oh yeah.
thought-
Oh my. So
Yeah,
Skad,
Skad
you are
didn't
rolling
remove
it.
his hand.
Just to retcon something,
I'm
Silver did
still
put her
holding
longsword off
Yeah.
her back. So
Okay.
she's not attached to her longsword. So
Skad, you are rolling it flat. Yeah.
Okay, flat.
Mithluna, unfortunately, you are rolling at disadvantage, as is Silver.
Okay.
wisdom saving?
Saving.
With disadvantage. Oh no.
5.
I want to hear what Mithluna's is.
I rolled a 1.
I rolled a 14.
Total?
Yes, 14 total.
Oh my goodness, you were so wet. You were so wet.
I put my longsword down. So.
Have you been running outside? Is that what happened?
I love this fucking group. I love it so much.
I had my longbow resting in my other hand. It was still in my grip from when the scarecrow was there.
Oh no!
Those 3 of you fail. You are all 3 transported into a vision temporarily. Silver, you're used to being taller than the one you kind of recognize as Skad, but not this much taller. You tower over the figure to your left, as well as the figure to your right. You're a good, like, almost full torso over the person to your right. In your hand, there is a battle axe, a skull in the center of it, large, gnarled blades. To your right, there is a man in very raggedy clothes, looking to be that dressed up as a scarecrow, a actual crow on his shoulder, a cane in his left hand. To your left, there is a little girl, about 12 years of age by the looks of it. Cat ears, a cat ear headband, and long black hair, long gloves that come up just past the elbows, and a little studded collar around her neck.
Would I use the same stats as my longsword for the great axe?
I am going to continue this for a second before we
Okay, so sorry.
Because this is all happening
as
in a
you
split
looking
second. This is
down, your
everything we're
skin
seeing.
is like charcoal black with
Mine is
red tattoos all over it that are deep tattoos. There are you have a set of bracers on and a cuff that is at about your bicep. You're a very large man. The person
I am or Skad?
You are currently to your left. The little girl is Skad, who you feel as this like friend and companion, who is currently flanked by 2 wolves. Mithluna, you are standing to the right of this large figure. In front of you is a singular person, a orc with blue. It looks to be mostly a painted visage of blue, but the ocean blue eyes with a white pupil is a dark reminder of something that you have been struggling against for what feels like decades. Despite the person to your right looking human, the person to your left looking human, you can tell that the 3 of you have been at odds and at throats with this particular person standing across from you for over an elf's age, probably 2. And I'm going to ask Fiacre to act first.
Please.
As you see your 3 friends, you see silver, like the dark marks, like the dark tattoos kind of like rolling up, and then the fire in her eyes. For Skad, you kind of see what could possibly be like a tail swaying behind him a little bit. And for some weird reason, the features on Mithluna's face actually sharpen up away from a elven's features and looking more human. I will let you have a reaction before these three get a reaction that is not going to be available on their charts, because one of you rolled really, really bad.
Me.
No, I rolled a natural one.
And also,
someone rolled a
right.
natural one while you were all connected to this thing.
So there's three of us standing in a line together. Is Mithluna in the line with us? I forgot, or is she?
Mithluna is standing as Dorichid.
I gathered that we were the three figures in the statues. So she's in line with us, and we're facing another group of people.
One person.
One
a
person.
Singular person.
Okay.
Because I'm Greg.
I just wanted to make a note right now.
Oh, also a name.
I'm
gonna pass some names to you in the chat range as Fiacre starts figuring out.
Yeah.
Oh, I know already.
I already know who I am. Like, I, the player, and I'm sure once Skad pops out of it, he'll put it together as to what the deal was going on.
Go ahead, Fiacre.
Oh yeah, I already know exactly what's going to happen, and that is Fiacre is going to say no, fuck this, absolutely fuck this, and Fiacre is going to take the dash action, and absolutely just begin sprinting back towards the exit the entrance that we all came from.
And Fiacre runs away.
Bravely runs away.
Well, look, they tried to convince you all to do this safely, and
it's fair.
They've already
totally
been
fair.
very nearly killed by the foolishness of this reckless experimentation, and without getting the chance to intervene, at some point.
No, it's fair. I'm just teasing you.
No,
and since I don't know, do they have a bonus action that they could? I don't know. Is it a bonus action to chug a healing potion that they have?
I will let you do it as a bonus action by standard rules.
Oh.
By the way, rogues that end up with the ability of get to do it as a bonus action get to do it as a half action, which is basically bonus action cut in half.
For the record, Sylvane, Bree, the player, was like, I need to listen to them, but I was like, it's too tempting to kind of experiment because you said the word experiment, and I'm like, okay, I put my longsword down. That's taking precautions.
As a note,
now I want to know what would have happened if all
three of
five of us
is going to last for probably a couple seconds before I delete it.
Wait, sorry, what?
I'm passing a note to the three of you. It's going to last for a couple seconds if you don't hold it.
Okay, where's the note going to pop up?
In Discord.
Individual chats or group chat?
You'll see. You have notifications turned on.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Be nice to the blind one.
That's why yours goes away last.
Thank you. I got it.
I'm evil.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
I'm writing it down.
So, Fiacre, you're rolling your health?
Yep. Roll the 3. Healed that up.
All right. Anything else?
No, they're just going to spend their entire action getting as absolutely far away from them as possible and heading back towards the exit. I'm not sure exactly how close they can get to the
When you get
elevator
out to the
room.
temple, which is going to take your standard movement, you do have a dash action if you would like. Do you continue moving straight forward down the hallway in front of you, or do you make a right and make your way towards the elevator shaft room?
I believe they're going to go ahead to the elevator shaft room.
Okay, you make it almost all the way into the elevator shaft room. Mia, I'm also going to give you a moment of action.
What do I just see from my end? Because everyone was talking so much, I was having a hard time understanding.
So as Silver touches the book, in an instant, Silver's body starts getting red markings like the ones on the statue for Grekrix. Her eyes temporarily turn black and then fiery red. Skad's eyes turn black and then have slits of golden yellow in the middle. And you can see like the shadow of a tail behind him.
Okay, so they're pretty much turning into like almost like avatars, so to speak, of respective deities.
Of some deities, yes. As a note, if I'm correct, God, you don't worship Kiki, do you?
No. I mean, obviously, I think in this moment, it's more like we're watching a recording, so Skad isn't necessarily lucid, but he'll remember when he pops out of it. Is that what it feels like?
It is
It's
a
sort of like you're watching
semi-lucid moment.
Yeah, semi-lucid. I think definitely when Skad pops out of it, he'll put it together. But he may be familiar with Kiki, especially because of some of the circles he runs in.
Mm-hmm.
Being a spy, working in some of the more shadowy places.
Melee knows Kiki. Melee knows. There's a reason why I hit the altar of Kiki.
Yeah. I was putting that together too. So Skad's like, I think in the deep down in the only conscious part of Skad, he's like, oh, this is interesting. That's the last thing he's got.
I'm gonna be stupid. I'm just gonna be on like full defense, but I've gotta watch and see what the hell's happening here because someone has to be an outside observer. But I am still standing next to the shrine of Kiki's. I'm not moving.
I think, yeah.
Remember, I gave my little offering to her. Because I saw there was many different gods, and I rarely see one to mine.
But I'm wearing an actual headband, right?
You feel like you're wearing a headband, like a hair tie.
So I have normal human ears, but I'm wearing a cat ear headband.
Yes.
Which
this is a peek
adorable.
into history that you don't know. That no one knows.
Me above the table knows exactly what's going on and how this came about and how it makes sense in history and is just laughing my ass off. But I think Skad's like, I don't know if Skad's quite put it together, but I think sitting on it over the next few days, he'll put it together.
I don't know if Melee could have put it together too, because religion, I only have my bardic knowledge on that one.
Yeah. I'm talking about what I'm seeing in the vision.
No, I know what you're seeing in the vision. What I'm seeing, what's happening to you three.
Yeah.
But okay,
Yeah,
so
okay, yeah, okay.
Especially for the natural one, or are we still getting to the natural one among us?
We're still getting to the three of you reaction.
Okay, I will hold off then.
So Kitty, you're just watching them?
I'm on full defense, but I'm being an observer right now because I gotta see what the hell's going on here to figure out. Someone needs to be an outside observer, and I'm the only one left.
The dodge action gives any attacks disadvantage.
So full defense isn't a thing in 5.
Well, that's what the dodge action is. You take an action to dodge, and then until the start of your next turn, all attacks against you are at disadvantage.
Then that's what I'll be doing. Okay.
Yep.
Remember, I'm used to 3, 5, and 4, so certain things, unless I actually use it, this is me running into a situation like this.
Yeah, dodge is rarely used even in 5e.
Well, this is what I'm doing right now because I'm trying to tend more on. I'm being an observer. I'm trying to pay attention to everything that's happening in front of me.
While staying alive. That's
exactly.
So, this is a unfortunate moment because someone rolled a 1. We're gonna go from the 1 upwards. I need you to roll me a Constitution saving.
This is technically Silver's fault if you want to blame anyone.
Blue or pink?
Pink.
Blue.
Okay. Oh, don't worry. All 3 of you have a culpability here.
Yeah, with the Chaos Crew. What'd you
Constitution?
expect?
Constitution saving throw.
I failed, but I want to see how badly I fail. I got a 5.
Should have gone with blue.
Should have gone with blue. Yeah, total. I rolled a 2. I have a +3. Constitution saving throws. I've been rolling so well, right until I wasn't.
Get rid of those dice.
You rolled in that 20 beginning.
I didn't.
Blue dice from now on.
Okay, this is great.
Okay. Oh wait, because since you had I'll give the rip, like there's a ripcord here possibility if GM you think it is important to pull the ripcord. You did create, like, the Tides of Chaos did happen. So technically she can do Tides of Chaos again. Is that important right now, or are we just gonna leave it?
You can either Tides of Chaos or DM Inspiration. Choose. It is your call. As a note, if you Tides of Chaos, you're not rolling. I am choosing the result.
Okay. I'm just gonna leave it because I don't have any more DM Inspiration. I already gave that one away.
If another player has DM Inspiration and would like to give it,
take mine.
Are you sure?
I do.
You might need it. You might need it based on what happens here.
Mithluna, take mine because I have one, and you're in this with me.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah.
I feel bad taking anyone else's inspiration. Okay.
No. This is Silver's fault. So take my inspiration.
Okay. Oh. I'm going blue this time. $16. Thank you. That worked.
Maybe. The DM's face is like.
we're going to go through these rolls slowly but through. Silver, I need you to roll me D10.
2d10. All right, fancy. Do you want them tallied together, or do you want them separate? 5.
God,
Yes.
I need you to roll me a single d10.
Okay.
And then after that, I need you to roll me that many d8s. I said what I said. By the way, a 0 is a 10.
Get
What'd
one.
you roll? What did you roll for D10?
Did you roll an 8?
I haven't rolled it yet. Hang on.
Okay.
8.
Ah!
That's
All right,
8d8.
8d8.
Oh no!
So we're gonna go from bottom to top. Silver. Not Silver. Mithluna. I will let you roll me a what is your
I'm panicking,
best
but
save?
go for it. It's fine.
What is your best
My dex
save?
save?
Yes.
My best save. Okay.
I'll let you roll that as a saving throw. Real quick.
Okay. My best save is charisma.
I will let you roll a charisma saving throw.
Just straight, no advantage, no disadvantage.
Nope.
Okay.
Just a charisma saving throw.
We're
As a
going
note,
on sheer power of personality.
Before you tell me your answer, I will let you know that you do feel a spell that is pulling you out of where you physically are currently. Choose to fail and let this spell roll through. You can, or you can choose to fight it.
So it's pulling me out of my physical body.
No, it is pulling you out of your physical location.
My physical look. Okay. Okay.
Wow.
Fortunately, you rolled a 1, which means this can be very bad for you.
But if I wanted to just write it out, I could.
You could write it out, but you have to tell me.
Because I rolled a 16, but you saying I could write it out and just...
You can choose to ignore and choose to fail.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so I rolled it's a total of a 16.
What would Mithluna
But given she's kind of embodying Dorichid right now, who is the god she's been more or less chasing this whole time, I think she's going to fail it. Me as a player, I'm going, this is going to go so bad. But that's what she as a character would do. She would fail it and ride this out, whatever it is, because to her, she's embodying Dorichid right now, who is the god she's been following, who's the god that Navarro has been worried about. Yeah. I might be rolling a new character. I'm so sorry.
So you're choosing to write it out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Silver, through your eyes, you see yourself just bash your wrists together for a second. Take your axe. Mia, you see Silver struggling against the cuffs until they finally snap and her hands go into the positions where an axe would be. She swings it and it leaves a scar in the stone near the doorway. Not near you. Note it is a scar in the stone a good 4 inches deep.
They
Like
did wear the
somebody actually
shackle.
hit it with, like somebody actually attacked it with a fucking axe.
Yes. You see...
But I don't see a weapon. I just saw all of a sudden...
Nope, no weapon. You see Skad hold up their bow, draw an arrow off of his hip that wasn't there, pull it back, say something in a language you don't understand, and as it fires, that one arrow multiplies, and a absolute torrent of arrows go spilling out down the hallway. And in an instant, Mithluna's gone. Mithluna, we're going to cut to you real quick.
Okay.
You feel the magic torrent through you. You feel your body starting to writhe and ache. As you can tell, you are casting a spell well above your stature, well above your means.
Oh, fuck. Is that, like, you've talked about we can upcast before, but it
Yes.
costs. Okay.
It costs. Because I don't really have easy access to it right now. God, you are a very big knowledgeable in this kind of information range. What
Yes.
level is teleportation?
Teleportation is a 7th level spell.
Oh,
So you have to be
Right.
level 13 wizard
Yeah.
to
All
cast
right.
it.
Oh,
And as my standard
Miffluna's-
rules had said, you
she's
rolled a
dead.
16, right?
Yes. Yes, she
Because
rolled
you
16.
are 1 shy of your throw. You appear in your area momentarily before, like, you see your surroundings for only a very brief second. It's a lot of goldenness, possibly maybe darkness. You feel your life being pulled away from your body.
I
Your
call out
voice.
to Doriched. Oh.
It is a woman's voice.
Oh.
And you hear from behind you, and she simply says, I won't lose a bet. Not on this. When you turn around, you are face to face with a woman, a kitsune of pure white fur with golden fur markings along her face, her forehead, down her body. She's wearing a pure white kimono that is trimmed in gold that only accentuates how perfectly white her fur is. She has 10 slowly swaying behind. You've heard of kitsune before, and powerful ones that have lived for a long period of time maybe get for 3, maybe. You've heard of one sailor saying that they have seen a kitsune with 4 tails. Once. He has 10. She just looks at you and smiles and says, in a almost angelic tone, will you lose a wager? Former adversary.
What is your price? I
Don't
can
let-
respect a betting woman.
Don't
But what
let
is your
him win.
price?
Don't let his knight.
Who is his knight?
Currently a pawn. Any more in the game?
If I agree, I can continue to find what happened to Derichid.
Yes. I'll even send you to as close to where I can. Came.
Do it. Whatever your price, I'll pay it.
She reaches into her sleeve and pulls out a rose with golden petals and offers it to you.
I take it very gingerly.
As you take it, you notice that the petals themselves bloom even more. Then, standing next to your friends. And you feel a slight pain on your chest. Not in, but on.
On. I look down and I touch my chest. What do I...
I'm guessing that you wear like normal clothing. Like
yeah, she's got the big vest, and then she has her coat over, but the coat's kind of open because it's been so hot, so she just has the vest. Her sailor's vest over.
So peeking out at the very top, there is a what looks to be a fox figure. Not the fox face that you're used to. Not that, but a coiled fox around a rose.
On my skin or on
your
the fabric?
flesh.
On my...
This is a golden
new
tattoo upon your skin. Also, for those of you looking at Mithluna, her eyes now have a golden ring to them just near the iris. And by golden, I mean like you could take out a gold piece, set them near her face, and they would match.
And they look identical.
Actually, no, her eyes would look more pure of gold than the coin that you pulled out of your pocket.
As everyone comes to,
I kind of
do
I
we come
collapse to the
after,
ground.
after all this is done? Because all this just happened real fast.
All of this happened in the span
Like 2
of
seconds.
Yeah, about 2 seconds. It's just so here is the visual from what Mia sees. Silver snaps the manticles, rips a invisible
She didn't
axe.
put on.
I did. I did hand it to you. I said put them on me. So I figured you did.
I was going to, but then you didn't wait for that before saying that you touched the book. So, regardless,
I thought it would
I'm just
happen.
saying.
So no manticles?
We'll assume it happened.
But I was
say
assuming
it
that you
did.
had put
It's
them on.
funnier.
Yeah, I would, because I put my hands out. I said, I'll do it. And then everyone started talking.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Okay, so she broke the
Fiacre.
manacles and hit the X.
Fiacre, did you actually already saying that manticles were there?
Well, I mean, I obviously would have liked that. That was my suggestion, but we didn't quite establish that before. We just said that the thing happened. So sure, go ahead, whatever.
So she snaps the manticles away, rips the axe, an invisible axe, swings it. As the scar digs into the stone, God pulls out a arrow, knocks it, fires a hail of arrows, goes raining down the hallway area. Mithluna disappears for a moment in a just instant vanish of a snap, as if taken away by a spell, and then immediately returned in a small flourish of golden rose petals. And this all happens within the span of like 6-10 seconds.
Where are all those D8 you had me roll?
Those were arrows.
Those were all arrows.
Okay, I rolled
I think-
39.
By
on
the way,
arrow.
those D8s, yeah, the 39, those D8s were technically per
Arrow.
9-foot grid. Oh, not 9 foot. 9 grid. So
Yeah.
15 by 15 grid that you just launch. Yeah, that bow is out there somewhere, by the way.
I think as we all come to, I notice that they're okay. I grab my longsword and notice that Fiacre's not there, and I'm gonna dart. I'm just gonna run out trying to find, like, looking around, like, where did they go?
When I come to and I see the gold, I think in that, like, I'm coming to right as the last of the golden petals are flitting to the ground. And if I see that tattoo, does Skad recognize it? Or
Oh, it was
whatever?
covered.
Oh, it's covered?
Yeah.
It's covered because if it's on her
it's
chest,
covered
she's
down.
got her vest. Her vest is covering
Okay.
it for them.
If it's on her chest, the
does
only
Scott-
people that will be able to see it is if certain
Yeah,
people.
Cheers.
You can
Would
possibly
but
see the
would Scott
golden in
notice
the
the-
eyes.
yeah, the golden
Yeah,
in
the
the
eyes
golden
are-
petals. Would Skad or the force Skad is bound to notice and tell Skad?
You're not getting any notes.
Okay. Nothing yet.
Oh no.
But do I guess I see the gold ring around her irises.
Yeah.
Mithluna, did you just die too?
She's a little bit in shock.
No.
And it's just because she was the one originally holding the book, so she's got like an iron, like her fists are in claws holding the book, and she's just kind of melted onto the floor after what just happened.
Oh, you okay? Oh, not touching that.
Touching the book again. Oh no.
Yeah.
We're alive. You're alive? We're
I'm
alive.
alive. Are you?
We're Silver.
Ran
Where's
off that way. Hey, oh, Mia. Hey, where's Fiacre?
She's flabbergasted right now, trying to figure out what the fuck just happened here.
I was a cat girl.
I know who you were, fucker.
I was
You were
Doricha.
her.
And so, yeah. Did you teleport away?
I thought it was being called. I thought it was being called to whatever was happening. Ever since I came to material plane, I've been chasing Doricha. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
And then she starts saying, like, I think I made, and then she clams up and like closes her lips real fucking tight and just starts hugging the book.
Check.
Fine. Totally cool.
Roll me your charisma. You know what you're rolling on your charisma, but roll me your charisma. That's all you're doing is you're rolling a charisma check with the modifier that you know you're rolling.
It's a 19 for me.
What is your charisma check?
Un momento.
Opposed DCs.
Yep. Hey, dice, come here. Okay.
You call your dog, not your dice.
A 6. So he wins.
Yeah.
What does he glean?
He gleans that something extremely significant just happened. And that she is She is shaking, and she is like, Mithluna is already extremely pale, being a drow and an albino drow at that. She's already extremely pale. All of the blood has completely drained from her face and her hands, and she is even more white than she normally is. But you do see that gold ring around her eyes because she is just like wide-eyed and staring. Something extremely significant just happened, and she is holding on to that book for dear life, but slowly kind of breathing through it.
Skad
But with the
you...
rose petals and with the eyes, Skad can probably glean what just happened.
Yeah. And Skad sees you, stop yourself from sharing and realize, and for a split second wants to push you, but then realize, oh, I haven't shared either.
Yeah, I think at that moment they probably lock eyes with Skad's red-rimmed eyes and her gold-rimmed eyes, and they just have a moment of understanding.
We understand.
Yeah, we get each other. Skad nods in understanding and simply says, when we're both ready. All right, let me tell you everything I just experienced, Mealy.
I've got a hold on. I'm doing my version.
I love that moment. That was so cool.
Oh,
that was so cool.
Oh, this is even better for long-term story stuff too. This is amazing.
Oh, the drama is gonna be awesome.
Right now, Maylee's flabbergasted, still trying to figure out what the fuck is going on here.
As I'm, Scott basically just runs you down, just kind of the vision that he saw, kind of explaining kind of the details that he experienced as he experienced them, and then as he's talking, he puts it together, looks at the book. I think that's a journal. I think that book contains histories, and when we touch it, just there's so much magical power in it. It takes us back to those moments or to histories. We were them for a moment.
So what the hell happened to Myth? She disappeared and came back in a flurry.
Well, she was
I saw the gold
pedal.
Mithluna eyes Skad at the moment, being like, I'm not ready to disclose what just happened, but is trusting Skad to be able to talk in this moment.
Yeah, Skad puts it together real fast. I think she tried to teleport. It failed, just kicked her back here is all.
Yeah. Okay.
and in that moment, she's taking she's still holding the book, but is like digging in her pack for like a spare shirt, and she's wrapping the book in a shirt and then stuffing it in her pack, but making sure it is wrapped up tight so that if you touch it, you're just touching the fabric, you're not touching the book itself.
You're picking up using some fabric?
It's a thing that I recommended doing.
She never let go of the book. So she's keeping the claw in the book as she's starting to wrap, and she only lets go when she's ready for the final tightening to cover the book completely.
Okay.
And then she sticks it in her pack, but she doesn't let go of it until she's...
Once it's wrapped inside, your hand wraps around the book and you're pick it up.
Okay, good. She stuffs it in her pack and just closes her pack and says, "I'm not touching this. Is She stands up and she is just wiping her face and looking around.
I can see there. Here's the issue. Melee may be trying to figure out what the fuck's going on, but the teleportation, that don't do that.
Teleportation? Is that what she said?
I'm talking to Skad here.
Yeah,
with
I
Skad.
came up with the lie that it was a failed teleport that kicked you back.
Yeah, and she already
okay.
saw through your lie like you're full of shit too, because I don't do that. These are divines we're doing here, not arcanes.
Well, I mean,
Well,
technically it was a
you
failed
saying-
teleportation. But...
Yeah, you saying that gods can't teleport?
Not when it comes back to those petals like there. I saw how she came back. Remember, I paid attention to everything that happened.
Scott just holds his hand up and gets real close to Mealy and says, looks Mealy in the eye and just very quietly says, all right, yeah. Not until we're ready. Not until she's ready, okay? We don't push this.
Something more. Put it this way, something happened. I'm not going to push on what happened.
Okay.
I'm not going to push on what happened. I just know more happened, and when you're ready to, I get. But just don't bullshit me, please. Something more happened. You're just not ready to sell about it. I'm perfectly willing to accept that.
Okay.
Just don't bullshit me. That's all I ask.
You're right. I am sorry.
It's
You are
okay.
right.
You're trying to protect her. I get it. Remember, I also keep an eye on her. How many times have I brought her back from taking a nap? So
That's true.
remember, I am the protector here. I have protector of the party, so to speak. I'm the Band-Aid.
Have you... I'm trying to remember if you've ever mentioned to the party or just to Skad that you're generally a follower of Kiki or you're a worshiper of Kiki.
You actually, if you see my gear, you can actually just tell straight out.
I think Skad may not have ever put that together before, but I think after this sort of moment and him being more aware of Kiki as a deity.
What's your passive perception, please?
15.
You're now looking at the 2 daggers that are on my hip, the ones I don't throw, have claw marks at the end, like little paws.
Yeah. So Skad's putting it together and is like,
my neck brooch, my neck throat protector has a cat eye that dangles off of it a little bit next to the piece of amber that the druid friend gave me. I don't exactly hide it.
Yeah. And I think it was just one of those things like when you have ADHD, most all of us know, things just flow in the background, then all of a sudden, ooh, it's there.
Ooh, all of a sudden, ding! Now you put 2 and 2 together and you saw why I went to the shrine.
Yep, and Scott realizes that, and it now is like, all right, you're right. Thank you for understanding. I will never bullshit you again. Maybe we can steal some shit sometime. He just holds out a fist for a fist bump.
Stealing, no, but I do
stealing,
no, in the forest a lot. Remember, I am a hunter.
That is true.
Forest. I
came from a forest village.
Remember, I am from a forest town and a river town. Thus Riverside. My town was near the side of the river.
Yeah, that is very apt. I like it.
At this point, Mithluna kind of gathers herself again as they're having this bit of standoff and stands up and just says, I think it was just wild magic. I'm all right.
All right.
As long as you don't have any physical harm, we're good.
We're good.
Let's
go find Silver.
Yeah. Oh, I already know where they ran into. I already heard how she was running. And how they ran out too.
Yeah.
But we'll jump over to those 2.
At this point, as you guys are talking, I'm probably scrambling because I'm panicked, thinking that I killed Fiacre after not following their advice. So I'm like panicked running like back and forth, looking in the spots of like where someone not familiar to a mine would get lost in. And I'm yelling, Fiacre! Fiacre!
So again, if you get out and you look to the right, I'm pretty sure, correct if I'm wrong, Fiacre, you're basically there, like a ways down.
So Fiacre, what Fiacre's plan was to dash to the entrance, not knowing essentially the effects of repeated exposure to the visions was going to be, and since we decided not to actually take a very scientific approach to it, and it just, you know, kind of, sometimes the visions last a second, sometimes they last long enough to stab someone to death. Fiacre basically was going to get pretty much to the elevator room and then spin around, draw rapier and dagger, and kind of like be at the entrance to that room, and just kind of wait and listen, and kind of, if they're screaming in tongues and sprinting down the hall after them, they were going to activate the elevator and leave everyone behind. And if they weren't, then Fiacre was going to do what now you're going to see, which is that as Silver approaches and is yelling for them, they're going to kind of step out away from the wall and hold their sword out towards Silver and say, "Stop! Stop! Stop where you are! Come no closer."
You'll see my hands up. My longsword's in my hand. And I'll set the longsword down on the ground real slowly, not breaking eye contact with you. Are you hurt?
No more than before.
Okay.
Are you you?
I'm me. Listen. My hands are up. I was wrong. I should have listened to your advice. I did put the shackles on, and I should have listened to you. And I am deeply sorry for that. Besides Mithluna, you are the last person I ever want to hurt in my life.
They sheathe their weapons and you know, sort of start to. They don't approach yet. They don't approach yet, but they sheathe their weapons and stop sort of pointing them at Silver and say, "Okay, frankly, you're far more lucid now than you were a minute ago. I'm sorry. I'm not going to die down here because we're not communicating well."
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. And you're right. I'll do better. I just got really excited, and I think as we experienced earlier when we were in the mine, I get very protective over you guys, and I think I just got lost in the moment. You know, I have my devil looking at me. I have all of you looking at me, and I thought, let's fulfill this experiment, and I wasn't thinking. And I am so deeply sorry, and I promise I will do better. And I haven't stepped towards you yet.
All right. Do you know if the others are also lucid, or if they're still in a trance?
I think so. I knew that they were safe, so I just came immediately here. Because I didn't want you to run off yet. I didn't want you running off thinking that you're not valued and that you're not listened to.
All right. And as a note, I'm not sort of slipping from character. Their voice is sounding a little bit less that sort of polished, posh affectation that they usually have, as they're like calming the fuck down. And they sort of like adjust their jacket and their little neck ruffles, like from their little cravat, and stand up a little more straight and say, "All right, well, let's go see how the others are faring. I'm fine."
I know you're guarded, and I'm not trying to push or pressure. I promise. That was not my intent. And I'm sorry. I can't leave this room until I know that you've forgiven me and that you trust me. Even just like a little bit. Because this is the first real family that I've had in a while that's not orcish or dwarvish. And if I even so much hurt you a second time today, I can't move until I know.
And Fiacre will walk up and hold out a hand and say, "Everyone deserves a second chance."
And she'll go for your hand, but she's gonna give you a hug instead.
And they'll let it happen.
Okay. Can we go check on Llama? Because she has really bad luck with this stuff.
I would love to hear how the others are doing.
Okay. And we'll head back.
We're probably like meeting halfway as like we're running back to go check on each other.
For sure.
Well, I don't think I would have wanted us to leave yet because I know there's the one thing back behind the statue. Are there spaces behind the other statues as well in those alcoves?
You start going to look?
Well, I think from where I am, can I tell, is there space behind where there might be other things as well? Probably. I'm like, let's not leave yet because I don't think the book was the only thing in here. Let me all show you. And I think about that time Silver and Fiacre get back and like, hey, I was a cat girl. By the way, there was something I found back here. Let's check it out.
As Scott is saying that, so Mithluna is doing a run and hug.
Same,
Silver.
I'm running towards you too, and then we're just like tackle basically. I'm sorry I left you. I'm so sorry. I needed to make sure Fiacre was okay, and I knew you guys were fine. And she's like babbling nervously, filling you in on like everything that just happened to her in like the past 2 seconds. And then all of a sudden, I was the devil guy. I was Greg, and I can't even say his name because I'm so like spooked out. And why was Skad saying he was a cat girl? And that's all you hear.
And Mikhluna's like, it's okay. It's okay. I think we were in a vision. It was just a vision. We're okay now. Okay. And she doesn't address the cat girl. She doesn't address that you're the orc god or that she was Doricha. She just says, we're okay now.
I push you out forward and I twist you to make sure you're not injured, and then I'm gonna run over to Scott and do the same thing. And I'm gonna check your head for cat ears.
The problem is he's already behind the thing, and I'm paying attention.
Well,
to
no,
make
I'm
sure he's
standing
okay.
out front waiting for everyone to get there. I haven't gone back yet. The problem is, but before you even get to Scott, as you put your hands on his shoulder, take a look. He just grabs you and pulls you into a hug as well.
And she brings you in. And twists your
then
shoulders.
He just whispers at you, we're going to be okay. But it got a little freaky there for a second. Even more so than normal.
Hey, wait. And I whisper back.
Yeah.
We need to start taking Fiacre and Mia more seriously.
Agreed.
I made a promise to Fiacre, and I'm not one to break promises.
And I think I came to more of an understanding with Mia Lee, which I believe in, because I think she has more to offer than what we're allowing her. And we should allow her more, because we're being dicks.
Yeah.
So yeah, you were
Anyways.
a giant orc god. I was a cat girl, and
Note from your position, you could see that there were no horns, no like fieriness.
Yeah, I think he's just kind of saying it just sort of hyperbolically.
As a generality.
But yeah, let me show you all this. And I lead everyone into the alcove behind, and I show them the place where something can be opened. So I haven't touched this yet. I'm just leading, and I'm betting there's probably more behind the other statues.
What are we looking at?
Lead on.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know. I just, it looks like we can open it up. I haven't touched it yet because we were busy dealing with the book first. Oh, you were.
I have no idea what you're still talking about. That's the problem.
So as you get back behind there is like a little stone piece that you are pretty sure you can grab a hold of.
Oh, like a stone covering.
Okay. No.
You grab it?
Yeah. I look at everyone else and I just take their lead. What do y'all do? We want to do this?
Check and make sure there's nothing. Make sure there's nothing attached to it. You know, like when you try to cut the exactly.
I would like to investigate for traps.
You investigate for traps? Roll for it. Investigation.
Okay.
Mithluna, do you wish
The
to
17.
Okay, never mind.
Sorry.
17?
Oh,
No. You don't detect any
nothing.
traps.
I don't think anything's there. If anyone else wants to take a look, or anyone else wants to do the honors,
You're the trapsmith, it looks like.
I guess. I'm not normally. I guess we open it. I reach up and try and pull it open. Do I have the strength to open it?
So as you try and pull at it, it slides out
It's a drawer.
and stops. There's a lid at the top. It has a down the middle. So it's a rectangle in front of you. There's a seam that's middle at the top. There is no way that you can physically like try and grab a hold of it. As you move your hands all over it, you do feel like a tingliness when your hands are kind of near the center of it, like near the crack. But as you like slide around to try and find, that's all you notice is the middle-ish. There's a tingliness that you get as you're sliding around.
I find that where it's most tingly, and I kind of press in that spot, because you know how you have those drawers or those cabinets you press in and it kind of pops open.
You just push.
Yeah,
there is no give.
Lightly push, no give. Anybody ideas? This seems like it's some sort of a magical lock. You wanna?
Can I take a look at it for magic?
Yeah. I step
things?
aside for the magical people.
I will assist
Before
Fiacre
they
in arcane.
Roll up their magicalness. Are you doing just an Arcana check, or are you popping the spell?
I don't believe I have the spell.
If you're not going to pop the spell, let me pop the spell.
But all right.
What spell?
Do you inform of what happens if?
Oh yeah. Oh, do I know they're trying to cast detect magic?
I don't have detect magic as a spell, to be clear.
Okay.
That was the spell I thought we were talking about.
No,
Yeah.
I don't have that spell.
I
Well, sorcerer, we have very
because
limited
of the ranger stuff.
Yeah.
Because it was a choice for my ranger
Roll
spells.
your Arcana. Oh, actually, I won't even let you roll an Arcana. You're not.
Yeah.
The Arcana will come up with nothing.
Okay.
You need a religion, don't we?
No.
We need to figure out what this.
One of my favorite little puzzles, and I fucking love it.
I actually run and I'm gonna check the other ones, all right? And then I go and check behind.
See if they're all similar.
Yeah, I go check behind to reach it and Kiki.
There are similar things that can pull out from back there, and it's the same kind of thing.
It's the same thing. I run back.
I go to Dorichid, and I start poking the drawer.
Like
before you do
poking
that,
it?
you're wearing one of the monocles, right?
Moon glasses.
No.
Moon glasses.
No.
But Silver is, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Silver, do you see anything with the nothing?
Nope.
It's probably too bright in here because it doesn't work with light.
That's true.
That's true, it's Moonlink. And is there any actual writing, or did they just blank slabs?
It is just blank slabs. When you put your hands over it, you feel that like tingliness near the middle where that seam is. And as you like slide away, tingliness goes away. As you push down, there is no give, no resistance.
Is there room in the slit for a knife?
No.
Okay.
It is just too thin.
Am I able to feel for any sort of school of magic, or whether it's arcane or divine or anything like that?
I tried with the Arcana, but it sounds like
Transmutation.
Oh.
I coordinate with everyone and be like, Someone hold their hand over the tingly spot on this one, and then I run over to another and hold my hand over the tingly spot. Does it feel stronger with two of us? No? Okay. Is there writing or carving on the sides of these drawers? No. Wait.
I wonder.
Yeah, you go ahead first.
We're in a temple shrine thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's transmutation. Do I feel anything divine from here as well, or just strictly transmutation?
You can gleam transmutation off of the feel when you're checking it out. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the most that any Arcana check would give you, which is a fairly low roll for anyone that actually has Arcana, which is a free one for those that have Arcana-ness. Transmutation.
Okay.
But that's...
No, I'm just checking for divine because I'm wondering if a bless spell would open it up. But since we're in a church-type setting, a religious setting. But I don't have that. I have the opposite.
I reach down, and where that tingly spot is it like when I touch it, or does it float kind of above it, the tingly spot?
You only notice it when your hand is actually on it.
The hand is actually on it. So there's not like an invisible handle.
Nope.
You kind of grip around. Okay, I go to Kiki, and I cast Druidcraft on the box.
Doing what specifically?
I think just bringing up a fire, just kind of to get the Druidcraft spell, because I mean we've got kind of a super divine thing that thaumaturgy would work. Kiki is related to the forest, so Druidcraft may work, and then to reach it is more arcane. And that was kind of my idea, is the 3 basic cantrips.
So what are you trying to create using your Druidcraft?
Just a little flower.
There's a little flower in the box now.
Okay. I take it, kind of put it in a little flower.
I'm gonna lean over to Fiacre.
It's a very pretty box.
And hand them a skull, because the one that I was gonna put on the thing didn't happen. So that way they don't have to use the one that I already gave them for them to keep, and say, see what you can do with this.
Right. They're going to place the skull gently upon the seam.
And I'm going to whisper the words that I was chanting. The 5 words. Say exactly this. And maybe use a little magic on it. Because I don't have magic.
Okay. Yeah,
there's now a skull on top of the box as you repeatedly chant skulls for skull for the skull throne, skull for the throne, skull for the...
And yeah, a little thaumaturgy too. Skulls for the skull.
So as you're saying it, though you're kind of whispering it, it feels like it echoes in the room a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Do I hear the echo kind of increase from where I'm at the other one?
Only as much as thaumaturgy would give.
Oh, okay. So it's from the thaumaturgy.
I'm gonna go to Derichad and start Derichad's drawer particularly, and start kind of chanting a prayer to Derichad while she's at the other drawer, and see if that makes any kind of impact.
I put my hands on mine, and I just open my hands up.
Like that?
Yeah, I flatten them down, and just sort of like magnets, just see if I can open the drawer up with just my hands, just sort of hinging.
Yes.
Yep, sorry. My camera's up here, and my hands are down here, and I gotta move around my mic, but I just...
Yeah, and it pulls open, and inside, which one are you at?
Oh!
I was behind Kiki. I think I just continued.
Yeah, I was getting ready to walk over because I saw the...
So, on a small meta note, I have been doing that motion
I know. I noticed you doing it, and that's what got it.
It's one
I
of my
wouldn't see you
favorite
doing that.
little
Dang it.
fucking puzzles. It's a door without handles.
And our hands are the magnets. Our hands are the Yeah.
Okay.
But I can't go
I
like,
got it.
ha-ha!
I share that
I have to try and be
information
like,
with everyone
Alright,
else. I got
I'll-
it, and then I share.
I low-key thought we had to
open it.
do a prayer to each deity. And so that's why I was going to have Fiacre do it, because they have magic.
That's what makes these puzzles so hilarious.
it is. Because it's so
They're so
fucking
simple that they're stupid and you overthink them.
Fiacre, you're opening the box on your end too?
Yes.
So, and I'm guessing, Mithluna, you're opening yours once you're told on how to open it?
Yeah.
So, we're going to go in order.
Okay.
And Skad opened theirs first.
And I'm with him on that one.
Yep.
Inside this little, basically like a little locker, like a foot locker,
Mm-hmm.
there is a pair of goggles. They look kind of like welding goggles. For like modern terminology, they look like welding goggles.
Mm-hmm.
But there's runes very lightly etched into the lenses, like around the edge.
Okay.
As well as there is a coat folded up nice and neat inside. And on the back of the coat is a wolf's head stitched into it. It is embroidered in silver and onyx and oak and birch and leaves. And while I am describing what it sounds like color-wise, no, this thread looks like it's made of those things.
Yeah.
And this coat is a light gray color, kind of like a grayish greenish color.
Okay.
You kind of recognize it from your vision. As you look at it more closely, though it is sized for someone probably about 12 years old, you're pretty sure that there's ways to be able to like maneuver this coat to make it bigger.
Yeah, so it can expand. So this was, as soon as I see it and I recognize it, I look straight at Mealy and I say, I think this one's for you. You might find more connection to it than I would.
Next, we're going over to Fiacre. Inside your little trunk, there is another two objects. One is a long black coat. On the back of it is a skull wreathed in flames. The stitching on the embroidery on this is ruby, sapphire, tiger's eye, gold, bronze, copper, and silver with eyes set in of bone. Again, I'm describing like hard materials, but that's what these threads are made of. Somehow they still move themselves around.
They're malleable like fabric.
Malleable like fabric, but it looks and feels like the much
The
more
item.
raw element. This coat is sized for someone much bigger than any of. But as you look at it closely, you could probably maneuver around some of the things of it, and it could shrink down in size to someone that maybe even Skad could wear. Also inside this case is a single arrow. This arrow is black with a obsidian arrowhead. And though you don't see fletching when you first look at it, as you pick it up, there is like a smokeness to it as on the fletching, like where fletchings should be.
And let's go ahead and pool all of these items so we can all take a look at what it is that we found. Mithluna, what did you find?
Mithluna, the coat you find, yes, there's another coat. Looks tattered, ragged, as if probably pulled off of something that's been sitting out in the field for who remembers how long. Though despite its raggediness, when you do like gently check the sleeve that looks like it's about to fall off, it holds true and tight. Though as fragile as it seems, this thing is not falling apart anytime soon.
Does it happen to look like the coat on a scarecrow that we've seen recently?
Not on a scarecrow recently, but something that you might find on another scarecrow.
Okay.
Not the same coat.
She is treating that coat with the utmost reverence.
When you actually turn it around, on one of the lapels, there is a crow's feather stitched into the lapel.
Crow,
charcoal.
not a raven.
Not a raven, a crow.
A crow, okay.
Yeah, a crow's feather stitched into the lapel with charcoal. So,
okay.
Make charcoal turn into thread. And the other item in the box is a single card. On the back side, it has a kind of nice repeating pattern, like you'd see on any playing card, but it's a bit taller. And on the front side, nothing. Blank.
All right, she takes that card and kind of flips it over a couple of times. Slips it into her bag right next to the book.
Really quick, is that a sleight of hand that you're trying to make there? Because
No, she's not trying.
A contest on that.
Absolutely, she's not trying to hide it. She's just looking at that, going, "I'm not automatically seeing what this is, so I'm going to put it into my bag." But she's not trying to hide it. So,
okay,
Fiacre, it's a very low row.
Yeah, we're still behind all the other alcoves, anyways.
I see. All right. Let's go ahead and see if we can bring these things out and ascertain any utility we can get from them. I did find an arrow. Skad, I think that if anyone is going to find any utility from that, it's probably going to be you. But let's go ahead and pool what we found anyway to take a look at them.
Hang on. Before we recognize or look for any utility, I think we need to recognize what these are and what that means for this place as a whole. I think these actually belong to these three. They didn't?
No, okay. You can tell very much that they did not belong to them, but they did belong to devout followers.
They belong to champions.
Okay.
Worshippers.
Or at very least high priests.
And they were hidden, so they're okay to take.
Yeah. Well, there are 6 objects and 5 of us.
In which case, Mithluna brings the card back out and kind of shows it and says, this is a Doriched thing. I'm not quite sure, but
I think
this coat's not falling apart.
Yeah, I think we've done a little bit. Some of us have taken some hits and some scratches. What do you say we all sit down, have a snack, look these over, talk about it, and figure out our next moves. Sound good?
I think that's a wise choice.
Yeah.
So you're planning on taking
Calm
a short
our
rest?
nerves.
Yeah.
Question
That's
before
good
we
planning.
pull away from the pull away, and we'll do some of the short rest paperwork off mainstream. How do you keep yourselves protected as you do the short rest?
I'm fine on health, so I'll just take watch while everyone rests.
Yeah. Because, I mean, we're still conscious during a short rest. We're just kind of sitting there.
I'll be on
Chatting.
alert then.
Yes,
I
but
don't
you're
need
also
one.
in a room with a 10x6 door that's just open. Or doorway.
I'll guard the
really.
door. I'll
Can
guard
we
the
close
door.
the door?
Is the skull still there? Can we yoink it and have the door close?
While we're inside.
As you pick up the skull and bring it inside, the door does not close initially.
If we put
Yoink.
it down on the ground and say the same phrase, does it close?
On the inside,
Yes.
that closes the door.
Hey, look at that. We have
Perfect.
enough air. We're good. Let's eat. I'm starving.
Even though we got the door closed, I think, like I said, I'm not going to take a
Yeah.
short rest. I'll let you guys rest, and I'll keep my back lean.
You can take a short rest while on
Sit.
guard.
We'll
Yeah,
keep it.
as long
We
as
can
we're
easily
not
keep air.
interrupted. Yeah, as long as we're
Yeah.
not interrupted.
Yeah, I'll
we
keep my
get-
back up against the
we
door
get
then.
the short rest. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just lean up against
Because
it,
then-
so that way if I
Because
feel
then
it
you'll
move,
get, because then you get your action surge back if we do a short rest.
You didn't even use either of them.
No, I didn't. No, I
No,
didn't use
you
any
didn't.
of them.
Oh, right. Okay.
I get
Yeah.
two.
For now.
So that's why I'm like, I don't. Yeah, for now.
Okay.
So yeah. So I'll just keep my back leaned up against the wall, so that way if it does start to open, I'll feel it and alert you guys.
Now we just gotta look and figure out what the hell does these things do.
Yeah. We'll
Does
figure it
anyone
out.
have the identify spell?
Even if we did, none of us had the component to cast it.
I'm not eligible.
I
to
wish I
learn
was
it,
a
I
I
wizard.
think bards
I am
are
not.
eligible, but
Yeah,
when
They
you
bards
get
do
that
have
level.
it, but neither of us took it because it requires 100 gold piece component per casting.
Well,
Note that 100 gold
it doesn't
piece component.
consume it.
Hold on, I can't
Yeah.
hear.
It does not consume the pearl. You just are required to have it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one major change. It doesn't consume like the previous versions.
Right.
Yeah. Some spells still
It's
consume.
a focus.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's.
There are some spells that do consume the object, but it's not very many anymore.
It's
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
the major
Again,
one is
these are
revive.
Revive and
Uh,
Revivify
the
both
revivi-
consume.
Yeah.
Yeah. The revives,
For the diamond dusts and whatnot.
The revives. There's Hero's Feast.
Greater
Find Familiar
Restoration.
technically does because you've got to burn 10 gold's worth of incense.
I don't even think Greater
Um,
Restoration consumes anymore.
No, Greater Restoration is just a straight spell.
Oh, okay. I thought it consumed.
But
a lot
either
of the
way,
diamond
even
dust.
if I had gotten identify, I never had a chance to
Yeah.
get the pearl
Oh,
because we
we can
never had
figure
the
that
money
out.
for it.
Yeah, I mean, Revivify needs a diamond. So.
That's worth.
That's
I think,
okay, that's what I
300
meant.
Gold.
Oh, never mind. I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah.
But either
Yeah.
way, even if I had the spell, I still wouldn't be able to cast it because I was never able to get the component.
That's fine.
Well, we know what happens then. We just wear the coats and see what happens.
And I think as written, if an object requires attunement and we attune to it, I think we then learn its properties as part of the attunement, unless it's cursed.
Most of them.
Most of them.
There are certain items that are in my settings specifically that you can attune to it, but you won't know everything about it.
That's
told me
fair,
that when
fair,
we
it's totally
first-
fair.
Talked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There are items that are too powerful for your body to be able to understand at certain levels.
That's totally fair. Yeah, they
So
started
pretty much it
in-
levels up with you.
yeah.
More or less.
Yeah, they started introducing leveling magic items in Fizbins with some of the Horde treasures, where they start as dormant and level up.
cool.
I had a few of those in my 4E that I ran with.
Yeah,
They're fun.
I like the concept.
They were same here. That's why I ran. They were legendary weapons that I kind of stole from when they introduced them into the World of Warcraft game.
Yeah, I had a couple of items with ideas on that for a homebrew campaign that never went anywhere. But yeah.
Anyways,
so we will call it here, and we will pick up next session on the 3rd Tuesday, so in 2 weeks, with coming back from the short rest.
Yeah.
Yay!
Until then, be well, roll safe.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey everyone, Guild here, your illustrious DM. Thank you for watching this episode of Tales from the 10 Lands. If you like this content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notifications whenever we post a new session. You can always catch us live every first and third Tuesday of the month at 6:30 p.m. Central Time over on twitch.tv/BlackBarrelTavern. Until next time, be well, roll safe, and enjoy the tavern.